What's up, guys? You guys, I don't know if this is working right. What's up, Mark? You hear me okay? What's up, Steele? What's up, Joshua? What's up, Drew, Tony, Storm? What's up? What's up, Matt, John, Moisey, DB, Donnie? It's good, guys. How are we doing? Let me set this up real quick. So it's on the table. Brian said, nice beard. Everybody likes when my beard grows long except for Storm. But I can't cut it. I want to trim it, but all the barbershops are closed and I don't have a proper trimmer. What's up, Sound? What's up, Sean? What's up, Steven, Gary? Doug? What's up, Doug? What's up, Samuel? How's everybody doing? That's what's up. Anthony says he loved the video on Gaia. Set it up like I showed. Yeah, there's a lot of people that hit me up after and they're like, the streams don't play. And I asked them, or they can't load the skin. Those are the two things that I get on that. And then every single time they used Kodi 18 instead of using 17. If you use my setup video, you got to set it up with either 17, any 17 you want, or like the SBMC fork or something. I have a video setting it up on the Xbox One. That's how you would do it on 18. There's another video for that if you really want to do it on 18. What's up, Matt? Matt's in Kentucky. What's going on? DW Petty said I'm in the hot zone. I damn sure am in the hot zone. What's up, Alfonso? DB, what's up, DB? Rojas, what's good, my man? Scouser, what's up, bro? What's up, Ray? Tony? John says wishing the baseball season was starting. Yeah, man. I wish any sports were starting, period. Jugs, what's up, Jugs? Kenneth, thank you for the super chat, my man. I really appreciate it. MS7 team in the house. There's Ken. Gary, what's up, my man? What's up, Jeff? Long time no speak. Jeff Money. Yo. What's good? What's good, Yo? Brian Duchesne asked, who is not allowed to leave the house? Free to roam here, but discouraged. I mean, I can leave my house. And I'm in New York City. They don't like physically lock us in the house, but I don't leave my house because I think everybody hates social distancing, right? Because you feel. I mean, I've literally been home for 14 days now. I went out a couple of times just in my car, like to go pick the wife up from work when she was still working in the beginning, and that was it. And like to get gas. But I would make that all in the same trip. But it's been probably, I don't know, it's been quite a few days since I've even went out at all. Well, no, I went out today because my car was in the driveway and my sister lives upstairs and she had to leave and there's no spots on the street because nobody's going anywhere. So I swapped and I took the space in the street so that she could come back and park in the driveway because she had to go to the doctor. But yeah, it's crazy, man. What's up, Martha? How you doing? Garrett. What's up, Garrett? Yes, I'm trying my best to stay safe. Moray, what's going on, Moray? What's up, DB? Roland, what's up, Roland? Gary, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Um, I don't know. I just figured I'd go live, man, and I'm gonna be back in the studio definitely. I wanted to be home for a while, like as minimally exposed as possible before I went back down into the studio. I've literally left it alone because if I did have it, I didn't want to like touch everything in there because seeing how long that stuff lives on surfaces, it kind of like freaked me out a little to be like I'm out. It's always in that small room. So I literally have been living on this sofa in my living room where I'm sitting right now, pretty much for 14 days straight. That's what I've been doing. Brian says, "Does anyone know someone who is actually positive?" I do. Yes, I do. Quite a few people actually. One person I know, sadly, is I mean, they haven't died, and I pray they don't, but they are in ICU. And Chug says, "Where's my link? I got lots to say." I went live from my. I'm not using my normal software because I'm not in the studio. I just went live from my Surface laptop, which is hopefully the video looks okay because I think this webcam kind of sucks, but Jugs, I will be live from the studio this weekend, and then you could come on and we'll chat it up. What's up, Brooklyn? Damn, Kenneth said Michigan is locked down for 3 weeks, like enforced lockdown, or just they're telling you to stay home. Because what they're doing here now in New York is like you can go out. They'll let you like you can go for a jog if you want, whatever, but you can't be near any other people, and you can't go into any kind of work unless you have papers for it. So basically, if they see you outside for too long, they'll just make you go home. But they're saying like, if you're one of those people that needs to jog or do whatever, you can go out and do that. But then right after that, you're supposed to just be right back in the house. Um, Thanks, Alfonso. It's a Keynes thing. What's up, my man? It's a Kane thing. 305. DB says they extended our home stay till April 19th. Well, that's what's up. You get to watch the Khabib fight. That's the beauty. That's like the one thing I'm looking forward to. Dana White said Khabib versus Ferguson is still on, and they will make that happen in an empty arena somewhere outside of the U.S. I'm very I'm glad for that, man, because I've been dying to see that fight forever. Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Ray said, "Hope things get better." I mean, as far as I know, I'm okay. Like I actually don't feel that great today, but I just think it's an allergy thing because uh, I've had the same thing before plenty of times, so I think I'm all right. But you know, anytime you feel a little something now, you're just like, I don't know. But I think I'm good. I don't have any cough or fever or nothing like that. No trouble breathing. Kenneth said they're forced in Michigan only grocery stores and hospitals. I mean, you know what though, guys? It's smart, man. That's what I was saying before, but I don't think I really finished that. Everybody hates social distancing so much. Obviously, it's not in our nature. I mean, some people like to be alone, and I mean, even I like to be by myself. Everybody does sometimes, but when somebody basically forces you to be alone for a long period of time like this, nobody really likes that. I don't think. Uh, but the more we follow the rules, the actual less time we're going to be alone because the more people that follow the rules and do what they're supposed to do, the faster this apex will reach and start coming down. So I just hope everybody out there is following the rules and being safe, doing the right thing. It's definitely important. I mean, I know a lot of you guys are from all different places across the country, across the world, wherever you are. I'm right in New York City, and I could tell y'all this shit is real. Like, it's real. It's not a hoax. It's not a none of that. It's real. It's definitely real, man. Um, Mark says, "Who I got, Khabib or Ferguson?" I mean, realistically, uh, Khabib will. I no. I'm just gonna say it. I'm going for Ferguson. I think Ferguson is the only guy that has a shot to beat Khabib, and I think he can do it. So I'm gonna say Tony Ferguson hands Khabib his first loss. It's out there. Most people will disagree, but I think so. Mo Ray asks if they're fining people too. I don't know. I haven't seen anything about fines, but yeah, I am right in the epicenter, John. That's where I am. Although apparently New Orleans is supposed to be taken over as the epicenter in not too long because they had Mardi Gras before all this stuff was going crazy, and now they're skyrocketing. We're starting to slow down a little bit here because everybody's observing social distancing a lot better. Um, Roland says he loves to be alone. But people don't stay away from him. Thanks, Hannah. Sam Hannah. Oh yeah, there was a story storm in. It's crazy. Storm said they got in trouble for having a party in Michigan. At my job, we ran a story today of in in Spain, right? There was like 8 people having some sort of orgy and they got arrested. That was kind of crazy. I was like, what? Like they were making a big orgy party. I was like, wow, okay. And they have a really high infection rate there too. It was kind of bananas. What's up, Edwin? What's up, Trevor? I'm definitely trying to stay safe. Yeah, see, Jeremiah says Louisiana has over 2,300 cases now. Yeah, they're climbing up fast. They really are. Doug says they will be fining people in Canada from today, those who do not self isolate upon return from trips. Omar says, "What's better than real debrid?" That depends, my man. Like, I I like premium eyes me better personally, just because I like 4K. If you like 4K and like hi-fi audio, premium eyes has better links for that. You get more 4K links when you search for things. um, and you get a lot of like Dolby Digital audio, 8.1 channel surround sound links that come out of that. So, but in order to make the most out of premium eyes, I feel like Gaia does the best job of that. Seren does pretty good too, but I would say those two are what I check out. Oh yeah, Scouser said, "What about Jones getting busted in New Mexico today?" That's crazy, right? First of all, he's supposed to be on quarantine, and you out. What did he have? Like a gun in the car or something, and cocaine? I forgot what it was. I don't remember. I briefly saw it, but that's crazy. I mean, I guess John Jones just is never going to learn his lesson. He's always going to be John Jones. Melvin says, "Are you coming out with a new titanium build?" Juggernaut just updated titanium 17.6. Melvin. So if you're on the 17 version, there's an update in the wizard for that. And I think if he's still in the stream, if he's still in the chat here, he can probably give you some kind of update as a possibility time range of maybe when the 18 version will be updated. Doug says the snowbirds are returning from Florida and Arizona. Yeah, man. The tourist cities got hit the hardest. It's true, DW. Like the coasts really got hit hard. And New York, aside from being a tourist city, is such a business city too. So I mean, I think the reason that you see so many cases here isn't because like New York is, you know, just more prone to it, or we have, some kind of weakened immune systems. It's not that at all. Is that that would coronavirus was here before we even knew coronavirus really existed. Because when it started, there's a lot of business that comes in from China direct to New York. There's a lot of people that fly back and forth from China to New York all the time, and I'm quite certain that coronavirus was here long before people started talking about it. So it was already going around, and people thought they were getting the flu or something at first, and there was no test for it, so no doctor was going to tell you had it. Um, so I think that's Juggernaut says 18 version will be out by the end of the weekend. So if you're looking for 18, that'll be out by the end of the weekend. John K says, I don't think many services will be supporting 4K streaming right now. No, Premium I still is, John. They're still doing it. What's up, educated hippie? He says, evening from Florida. Stay safe in Florida. TB says somebody posted a video on YouTube claiming to have a cure for coronavirus. That doesn't surprise me. I've seen so much garbage online, guys. Don't read too much, like unless you know that it's from an absolutely reputable source. Don't listen to what people post on Facebook or Twitter posts. I saw somebody post I've seen the craziest things posted online, just so many of them, and like it's so terrible. Like this is bad enough as it is that people want to run around and post nonsense. Most of it is like fear mongering, and I hate that they try to scare people with nonsense that's not even true. So yeah, be careful about where you get information from. Ray asks, so what about IPTV? What's a good one? There's quite a few good ones, man, but that's a touchy subject. I'll come back to that one after we finish greeting everybody. Um, Shoni, what's up? Greetings from northeastern Arizona. Just want to say thanks for your help on how to get the most out of my shield. You're welcome, Shawnee. Appreciate the love. Anthony says Jones is always getting in trouble here in Albuquerque. That he is. DW wants to know how my TP supply is. I'm good. I got plenty of TP. Educated hippie said it's going to be in the 90s there someday. That's good. That's nice, man. Orlando, Florida, starting to stay at home in 1 hour. Sound Chaser says, will the country be back to normal by Easter? No, absolutely not. Maybe some areas, possibly like small rural areas, maybe. Cell's in the house. What's up, Cell? But I mean, I don't see New York City being normal. June, maybe. Like totally normal. We'll see it climb down, but it's just so many people here and so much commerce and so much, I mean, we have like such a dense population. It's crazy. Um, Saint says, I'm wondering if you have a new NVIDIA Shield build. We just went over that, Saint. It's the titanium build, the Juggernaut build are still out there. They're being updated. So Juggernaut's updating those. The 17.6 version of titanium is already updated, so you can install that on any Kodi 17 or 17 fork. He says he'll finish the 18 update by the end of the weekend. So you'll have an 18 version of titanium by end of weekend. And then I guess he's off to do his Juggernaut build after that updating. Yeah, Shoney's got a good point. That's the big thing, man. See, he said he's located in I don't know how to say that properly, but Kayenta, Arizona, and they're the gateway to the Monument Valley. We rely heavily on tourism dollars, and the virus is killing their town financially. It's crazy, man. It's the same everywhere. Like New York City, from my perspective to speak on it, I know a lot of people that work in restaurants, bars, stuff. They all got fired. Like everybody lost their jobs, and it's the food industry and bars and clubs, they're all shut down, and that's a huge thing in New York. Like, people come to New York from all over to eat foods from all over the world because we have so many different cultures here, and it's all just shut. I mean, the only thing that you can do is like make some orders on Grubhub, and people will deliver stuff to you, or you can pick up from a restaurant. If it's close to you, they let you do that, but that's about it, man. It's really crazy. There's so many things happening to so many different financial sectors. Yeah, see yo-yos in Vegas. It's the Vegas Strip is not making a dollar right now. They shut down all the casinos and everything. Casinos, hotels, like it's real out here. Everybody's like trying to, but that's what I'm stressing to you guys is, you know, again, social distancing sucks, but the more we do it, the sooner this is over. And it's going to be over at different times for different places, but we just got to do it, like suck it up. It sucks, but we got to eat it, man. Just stay safe, keep your family safe. Things that I've learned, I guess I could touch on that real quick too, is, um, really think about everything you touch. I see a lot of people doing stupid things. Like when I was picking up my wife from work before she got to start working from home, I'd be driving down the street and I'd see a guy with gloves on, right? And a mask, and he pulls his mask down with his gloved hand, and he's got a cup of coffee, and then he lights up a cigarette in the other hand, and he's smoking it with the gloves on, and the cup of coffee that he got from some guy in the store that handed it to him. It's not like his cup of coffee; he bought it outside. So he's got all this stuff on these gloves, everything he touched. If he went on the MTA, if he was on the bus, on the train, and now you're putting the cigarette in the glove that you just touched everything with. Stop. Think about it. You're wasting gloves. You're wasting, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to do it right. Like, you cannot touch anything to your face at all if you have already touched those gloves on something. Otherwise, you might as well not wear gloves. You just touch your face with your hand. It's the same difference. Little things like that. Also, the stuff lives on you know, like cardboard for quite a while. It has different lifespan on different surfaces. So, I mean, I got frozen pizzas from the supermarket, and I put them in like regular bags, like tote bags, and then immediately took them out, put them on my countertop on my island in the kitchen, and then I put the bags in the hamper. So those get washed, they don't even get touched again. And I took out Lysol wipes and wiped all the cardboard of all the pizzas. Like I bought Red Bulls at the store. Speaking of which, I'm gonna get one right now. I wiped down all the Red Bulls, everything, like just being, I mean, I finished the Lysol one, but I'm up to these right here. So this stuff, need it. Like the last time I got gas, I got them at the gas station, and I got some 2-liter sodas at the gas station, and the guy that was behind the counter has on gloves, but he's taking everybody's money and touching everybody's money and handing money back and forth, taking people's credit cards, and they're all passing stuff. He's wearing the same gloves over and over again, and I'm like handing him this Red Bull can, I'm like, here, and he's grabbing it and scanning it and then putting it in a bag for me. And I'm like, nah, man, like I'm just gonna do all that. I'm just gonna clean everything myself. So that's what I've been doing. Even my table, like I work for a media company, and part of my job, my regular job, is color inside of a newspaper in the city. So I have to check that every day. And normally when I go into work, I can check it at work, but I can't now. So I got home delivery of that newspaper, comes delivered to my door. I got to open the door and get it. And it's inside of a plastic bag, right? So I literally open that, and I'm holding a disinfecting wipe in my hand. I pick it up with the disinfecting wipe, dump it out on the table from the bag, and then I just flip through it. And as soon as I'm done, I throw it right in the garbage, and I get another disinfecting wipe and clean the whole table off that I dumped it on. I mean, it seems crazy, but Why not? You're already social distancing. You're already by yourself. The more safe you are, the better. It can't hurt. The only thing that hurts is my hands because I wash them so much and I put so much chemicals on them now that they're like starting to hurt. They're all dry. What we got here? What's up, Sean? Sean's in the house. Yeah, it's a see. DW says he thinks it'll last on steel for 4 days. The amount of time, I think, it's always changing because the virus is still new and people are testing. And then somebody did one test and they'll be like, "Oh, it dies in 3 days," but then somebody else leaves another test and they're like, "Oh, it lasted for 7 days." So I'm just like, I don't care how long it lasts. I'm cleaning everything. I keep wiping my phone down. I wipe off my work laptop every day before I start working. I'm just like, even though I know I'm only touching it with my clean, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm just gonna wipe it down. Yeah, see, I don't know how your wife does it. His Cell's wife is a mail carrier, so he's like, we're due to catch it sooner or later. I make her shower, put the clothes in the wash, and change. Yeah, that's right, man. That's how you got to do it. Even when I go outside to move my car, like I went outside to move my car today. When I went outside to do that, I came back in the house and took my socks off like immediately. Even though I my socks didn't touch the ground outside, but I have a common hallway in my house where I share with my sister and my brother-in-law when we exit the house. So I'm like, we touch the ground there. Deliveries come in there. So if a box come, it goes on the floor there. So I'm like, whatever. Just take the socks off, throw it right in the hamper. Like that's it. Angry says, Angie, sorry, thought I said angry. Is the wizard fixed? Yeah, it's been fixed for a long time. Well, not a long time, but probably, I don't know, 10 days, something like that. It's been back up. DBS, is anyone else seeing an annoying buffering circle? I hope not. I am on Wi-Fi. I'm not on my usual setup, but I'm also only sending this out at 720, so I think it should be okay. Thomas says, I ran into an issue reinstalling Supreme builds on an Android device. I added the source and installed from zip and repository. And when I went to add the build, I got an error. Is there a way to send it to you? You could email me the error if you want. Uh, but most likely you just need to pick a different server because when a couple of the servers have like expiration links that'll expire after a certain amount of downloads and then they got to get uploaded again. So make sure you try all four of the servers. One of them should work. Well, my chat jumps around a little bit when I'm trying to move. What's up, Celtic? Thanks, Scott. I appreciate that. What's up, Tim? What's going on? What's up, JJ? DWS, any surprises for us in the new build for Fire Stick? I can't wait. Thank you. Um, that's on Juggernaut. He's doing the updates. So you got to ask Juggernaut about surprises. Jugs, you got surprises for people? Pamela says when she brings the mail in, she sprays it with Lysol and then wipes down everything. I don't blame you one bit. Um, the safer you are, the better. You know what, DW, you got a good point. I was kind of worried about that a little bit. He says he's surprised the internet is working as good as it is, considering everyone is home streaming. But it's working pretty damn good. I haven't really had any hiccups. I only problem I've had really was on Hulu. Hulu was like giving me like a black screen and the words were going, but I couldn't see picture. And then I would back out and I'd go back in and it was giving me some freezing. But other than that, everything's been good. Trevor says he's seeing the buffering circle in St. Lucia. Maybe too many people are on YouTube. I don't know. Juggernaut says the surprises are add-ons that work. Thomas says it wouldn't let me get that. Yeah, send me the thing then, Thomas. Make sure also that you have the Wizard version 4.0.1. But you can send it to me. My email is codyskills, KODISKILLS at gmail.com. And Dylan says he's enjoying it. You know what? That's one thing I haven't done. I have not done any gaming since this started. Like I've watched so much. I've streamed everything I could possibly stream, and now I think I'm gonna start gaming. TW says can't even get any sanitizer. That's crazy. Did you know that those are the kind of things that drive me nuts too? Like I saw somebody bought like tons of hand sanitizer in Tennessee. Yeah, and they went all around to different places and bought it, like two brothers, and they were gonna try to resell it for, for more money. Like there's a time and a place for everything. When I have no problem with capitalism and people, but don't do that at the expense of people's health. That's when you're just an asshole. Like not everything is a money making opportunity. Sometimes you just got to be good to your fellow man. Damn right, Cell. Cell said people will lose their shit if the internet goes out. Caleb says woke up, feels sick, thinks he's got this shit. If you do, my man, stay hydrated and make sure you don't let mucus build up if you do have it. Those are like the two most important things. Drink a lot of water, and try to make sure keep your if you got any mucus in your chest, just keep trying to get it out. If your nose is running, get Sudafed, stop it from running. And don't if you guys need Sudafed, right? If anybody does have this out there and you need to stop your nose from running because the mucus buildup in the chest is really bad for you with this. So go to your pharmacy, like a CVS or a Walgreens, whatever it is you have where you're at, like a local pharmacy, and actually go to the pharmacy counter and ask them at the counter for 24-hour Sudafed. They will only sell it from behind the counter. You got to give them your ID. You take that, and it's the best thing for stopping your nose from dripping. Like to stop postnasal drip, it'll make you a little tired, but it stops that. And right now, if you do have that, if you think you got it and your nose is dripping, stop the drip, man. People here in Washington State are hoarding butt wipe. Yeah, man, that's everywhere. I don't know what's up with that. Like, coronavirus doesn't make you shit. Like, that's not. I don't understand why everybody grabbed toilet paper. Like, why was toilet paper the thing to grab? Like, normally in a bathroom, you have a toilet, a sink, and a shower. If I ran out of toilet paper, I could just wash my ass in the shower when I was done. It's not that serious. Like, it's so weird that people just bought up all the toilet paper. This webcam sucks. Like, I got my light on overhead and it keeps changing the lighting. It's terrible. Um, yeah, I saw that, DB. 6 Amazon employees from various states tested positive too. Word. So you got a good point. Maybe that's why everybody knew they'd be in quarantine, and eating everything in the house during quarantine makes you shit. Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, Juggernaut just posted a good link in the chat from Wired.com. He said, if people can't buy hand sanitizer, here's a link on how to make it. And so far, the items needed are in stock, and there's lots of it around. So look at Juggernaut's comment if you need to make your own hand sanitizer. It's a Wired.com story. And Scouser just said, make your own sanitizer too. Um, what's up, Blackbird? You stay safe too. What's up, Sharon? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what this guy is doing. Yo, knock that Alex Bupre dude out of here. He just keeps typing the same thing. There you go, Jugs. Thank you. So I don't know, man. If you guys got any questions too, we can talk about all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get into some interesting topics on streaming and things like that. But if you guys got any questions for me regarding coronavirus or anything like that, since I am in the epicenter of it and I see all this stuff and what they're advising people here to do, if you guys want to know anything or have questions, I'd be more than happy to try to answer them for you with the things that I've information that I've received. So feel free. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Scouser. Sudafed is on lockdown because of crackheads. Sudafed is like the prime ingredient in methamphetamine, so that's why it's locked down behind the counter. What's up, Cats Chat? Stay safe. What's up, Terror? Scott says it's hard to find masks. Yeah, masks are pretty on short stock. Did you all see the story? Apple had something like, I forgot, it was in the millions of masks, and only like 3 days ago they're like, yeah, we'll donate this. I'm like, 3 days ago? Did y'all not know you had like millions of masks stashed somewhere? What did Apple need all these masks for? RB says my sister lives in Yonkers and she's scared to go out. Yeah, man, like it's pretty crazy. All right, Shoni, be safe. It's definitely crazy, man. Like, but it's hard to find a lot of stuff. People are buying up everything, man. But the crazy thing though, right? At least here in New York, people went and like raided Target and BJ's, Costco, wholesale, all the big giant box stores, and they sold out of everything. But we got, I don't know how many of y'all know what a bodega is, but we got bodegas on almost every corner. Bodegas were still stocked with stuff. Like they still had mad stuff. So even just the other day, my friend sent me a video of like bodegas still stocked. So like all the big stores sold out. Maybe try like a smaller store, see what happens if you're in like a city, type area. That's what's up. Harbor Freight is donating their mask, gloves, and to hospitals and emergency personnel. What's up, Leah? So yeah, that's my report from here, man. It's crazy here. Like we have a lot of cases. There's a lot of people, and the majority of people are dealing with it that have it. They stay home, they quarantine, they don't need the hospital. Um, it's you know, it, but the ones there's because we have so many people, there's too many that still need the hospital. So Randy says, have I seen anyone with it with my own eyes? Yes. Like, I wasn't that close to them, but yes, like through video chat, I video chat with people that I know that have it. Like I said, I know someone personally that's in really bad shape in ICU right now with it, and praying that he's gonna be all right. Yo, Blackbird, I don't want to get political, but Cuomo is definitely handling business. Just in general, though, like Cuomo is the man right now, and I was not a huge Cuomo fan. Like I didn't have a problem with him, but he just wasn't. He was just whatever to me. But since this started, Cuomo is the man right now. Like he is handling business. DB says YouTube has announced that videos on the site will default to SD for the next month. My video is that why? Uh, but it's been happening before this. I thought like, no, maybe it was when this started. I was watching some videos and I'm like, why do they look so bad? And then I would bring them up. um, are there medical ships in New York Harbor yet? Dude, it's crazy. We have actual like the Jacob Javits Convention Center, which is the biggest convention center we have in the city. There's military all up in there. They're turning into makeshift hospital beds. They're taking over dormitories from colleges, um, taking over hotels because nobody's in hotels now, and they're making beds just in case we need it because the hospitals are getting full. Um, so, DWS, am I on paid leave or laid off like most? No, man, I am not on leave at all. I am working. I work from this every day. So I'm still working just like as if I was in my office, except I'm doing it from my sofa. And it actually is more work because it's a little bit slower and nobody can say like um like when I finish my shift when I would normally be finished because so many people like I kind of do a lot of tech stuff at my job, even though I'm not like technically in the IT department. The IT guys will like brought all these laptops to me after they did the initial setup, and then I finished setting them up for other people. And those people, a lot of them never work from home, so I got to help them get used to working from home. Uh, it is a lot of and I can't be like somebody will message me and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm off the clock. Can you look at this? I'm off the clock." And they'd be like, "Yeah, but what are you doing?" It's like I'm like an asshole if I say no. I can't help you right now. You know what I mean? So everybody knows you're home. You ain't doing shit. um, um, let's see. Yeah, I agree with that, Blackbird. I don't understand how we can't take care of healthcare workers either. Cell says had a Fort Myers DJ pass away from coronavirus in his 30s. Yeah, man. I actually lived in Fort Myers. Well, so did you, Cell. But I lived there way back in the day for 2 years. Uh, what else we got in here? How long will my food last? I can get food. Like I could go to the supermarket and buy food, um, which I've done like once already. And my brother-in-law went out and got food. Like because we have two separate families in the house. Like one of us will go out and then the other one will go out. But I go at like 6 a.m. when it's empty. Like the closest big supermarket to me opens at 6 in the morning. So I'll go there at 6 in the morning. Like I go in there and it's empty. I just don't want to be around a bunch of people. And then, like I said, I grab the food and I put it all in these bags and I bring it home and I wipe everything down and then I jump in the shower. It's crazy, like absolutely nuts. What's up, Bittersweet? What's up, Eddie? D Johnson, what's up? What's up, Anthony? Yeah, you got a point too, Slappy. Slappy says we should practice this every flu season. I mean, not quite to this level, but yeah, I mean, the we should have a little bit of. I mean, we got vaccines and stuff for the flu, but still, anything is helpful. I don't think anybody should risk anybody's life, but this one right here, this is like this one's crazy. Cat's chat. Do they limit how many people can go in the store? Yeah, they do, but the store is so big, like the supermarket where I go, that it's still a good amount of people. And then once you're in, there's like no, somebody could walk right past you. It's not like they're gonna stop you, and you can't control what other people do. You can't be like, get away from me. You know what I mean? So I just like going when nobody's there when I gotta go. You can also get it delivered, things like that. Um, but be careful with your packages too. Like I said, you're getting things in cardboard, stuff like that. So, um, you know, just don't touch your face after you touch that stuff. Make sure you clean off everything you can, and don't, just try not to touch your face. Period. But like I got a bad habit. I do this a lot, but like my hands are constantly being clean, and I'm not going anywhere, so I don't feel that bad about it in my house. Um, Yep, slappies were correct. Wash your hands, cover your mouth when coughing. They actually advised everybody here that when you cough to do this. Like you should, I mean, because we're also wearing long sleeves still here when you're outside. So they're like, cough in here. Like, that's what they're saying to do. I guess that does the best job of not letting it spray out. Um, Terror says, "Do I still use Kodi or is Plex or other APKs your main source for content now?" I use 17.6, my SBMC fork with the mini Gaia build that I have on the channel that I teach people how to do. That's like my main thing that I like because it gets the most links. But it's basically just Gaia in a fork with a skin and loaded up with Real Debrid and Premiumize. And I have Easy News and all the like I got a bunch of them, but as long as you have at least Real Debrid, you'll be good with it. But Real Debrid and Premiumize combined is sweet with that setup. So I use that. I use Cinema and Zion. Like I mean, I do have Plex too, but I haven't been loading that up lately. But I do have a bunch of stuff in my Plex already. Jeff says BJ's is crazy when he went last week. Might do online delivery. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing too. Like people, cabs are still around, and everybody's like, oh, but what if the cab driver has it? But then they get on the bus, and the bus has like 20 people on it. Maybe your cab driver is one person, and he's in the front seat, and he's facing forward, and you're behind him. So even if he coughs, he's coughing that way. I'd say you're safer in the cab. Just maybe put your face out the window a little bit or something. Like crack the window back there, do something, or put your face in here, or whatever you got to do. But if you can take a cab, take a cab. I'd rather do that than be on public transportation if I have to do any kind of transport without a car. Caleb says, "What's best to bring temperature down?" That's an interesting question because under most circumstances, people would tell you like Advil or aspirin. But apparently, from what's happening here with people trying to do that, it actually seems to make it worse. So I'm not really sure the answer to that. Nobody has. All they said is constant hydration, like keep hydrated, keep hydrated, keep hydrated. I don't really. Nobody has seemed to say like one particular medicine is bringing the fever down from coronavirus. But for most things, everything you'd normally think of is actually apparently making it worse. Do I think the internet can keep up with the use if everyone is home? I do. I mean, it all depends on your network. Like I'm on FiOS with fiber. I think I'm fine, but there will be other things like Netflix has a great, network, so they'll be fine. But there will be some networks, if you got a real shoddy ISP, or you have, you connect to smaller sites and things like that, you might see some issues there. But I think we'll be okay overall. Good evening, kicking, kicking. Good evening to you. Oh, kicking like a chicken. Okay. When it was all together, it was confusing me. I'm like, what? uh, this guy. IPTV info. I'm gonna get into IPTV in a minute. What's up, Azriel? Hello, Reagan. Do I like toast? Yeah, I like toast. Good evening, City Troll. Yeah, see, Scott says they said don't use ibuprofen or NSAIDs. Yeah, so like no aspirin, no ibuprofen, which is Advil. Uh, uh, Yo-Yo said Tylenol, so maybe Tylenol is good. Um, I haven't kept up on that part of it because last time I saw, they were just saying, yeah, somebody said only use Tylenol. So I guess Tylenol is the one that's good, but Tylenol is the worst one for your liver, which is kind of ironic, right? Like D Block's asking when is the new Titanium? Everybody wants to know. Juggernaut keeps answering that question over and over again. Mm, Sound Chaser says, "Do you need a VPN with Real to Grid?" You don't need one, but what I'll explain about that is like technically you don't need one. As long as you're not being blocked from using it, you don't even need one for IPTV or Real to Grid or anything like that. But you got to keep in mind that what's happening is your ISP can still see what you're doing. So you're giving them that information, and there's no more net neutrality, at least in America. They're allowed to sell that info or give that info to anyone who requests it. So as time goes on and streaming becomes, it's already being much more heavily scrutinized. Uh, you know, it's very easy for them to be able to say, "We know that you watched this, downloaded this, did that." If they really, if somebody wants to try to, mess with you for it at some point in the future, then it's all about what you're comfortable with. If you're okay with your ISP having that info, then you can still do it as long as your ISP isn't blocking you. But there have been some cases now where people are already getting blocked on certain things. They load up the VPN and then boom, it works again. So it definitely, times are changing on that front for sure. Uh, yeah, Anthony Bethony says his wife is a nurse and says just use Tylenol. So I guess Tylenol is the only thing you can use, which is weird because under most circumstances, Tylenol is not the recommended fever drug, but the ones that normally are recommended actually make it worse. So, Caleb says antibiotics. I heard some experimentation that people were trying with, like in the experimental drug phase that they're trying to use, but antibiotics is not meant for viruses. So, I mean, maybe that in a combination with something else might somehow do something, but an antibiotic by itself, there was a lot of people. I saw some garbage today that somebody was saying like to load up with azithromycin, which is like Z-Paks. I'm like, that makes no sense. A Z-Pak does not kill a virus. So I'm not quite following, unless maybe there's some kind of cocktail mixture with a Z-Pak and something else that somehow makes it helpful. I don't, there's a lot of crap posted online. So you got to be careful about that too. Um, City Troll got a good point. A long time ago, if you were on a VPN, you drew attention because basically back in the day, most people only got a VPN back in the day, like either for business or it was to get on like the dark web and stuff. Now everybody and their mother's on VPNs. So now it's like if you don't have a VPN, you're the one that's joining. They're like, we can figure this out. Amazon Prime shipments are delayed until April 24th. You know what's crazy is that I ordered some stuff off Amazon Prime today and it says it's coming in 2 days. So I'm waiting to see. Like it still tells me that. So hopefully it does. DW, I miss my bagels. Technology says, "Can Technology King? Can I buy my own modem with FiOS?" No, FiOS uses an ONT box that replaces the modem. There is no modem like traditional modem on FiOS. It's the ONT box. You have to use what they give you. But if you've had FiOS for a long time, you might need to upgrade. Like if you're having a problem. But if you get it new, you'll get the technology is called GPON, GPON. They'll give you a GPON ONT. Uh, Celtic says, "What's a good file explorer to get file linked on the Shield?" Right now, man, I'm using. This is my favorite thing right now. Is where is it? Right here, man. Send files to TV. This little icon right here, and all you do is download with your web browser on your phone. It works on a PC too. You got to go to their website. Just type in Google send files to send files to TV, and you download it, you hit send right on the screen, you pick where it's at. It's like a file explorer. Select your APK or whatever it is you want to send, and then on the Shield you open the same app. It's in the Play Store on the Shield, and you just hit receive, and it'll just transfer it right away, almost like ES File Explorer used to do back in the day. But that is real easy. Send receive. That's it. That's to me, that's the easiest thing because you don't have to worry about how am I going to download it. You can download them from your phone. You could download them on your PC. It even works on Mac OS. It just doesn't work on iOS. So if you have a Mac laptop or desktop or a PC or an Android phone, send files to TV. I'm going to do a video on that probably this weekend, like a full-on video. Yeah, it's kind of like Send Anywhere, Jugs. Uh, Thank you. Why the I can't say that. Why the Gakur? I don't know, man. I can't say that, but he said big props for taking the time out to show the community how to set up the shield. You're welcome. Um, that's hilarious. You see this? Somebody in there. FBI logging on. What's up, FBI? Oh, it's hilarious. FBI said you all should get the Skype app. Just saying. Oh my god. All right, Storm, try to come back. We'll be here. I'm about to start doing some IPTV chat. If everybody's done with we'll talk about IPTV streaming, Cody, all that stuff. Sarah said better than Ace. FBI, stick around. We're going to talk about some fun stuff, okay? DW Petty, I have not tried that. Mica Spec G2 1080p Full HD Ultra Portable Digital Media Player. FBI coding. So yeah, let's talk. I'm not going to talk too much about IPTV in general, but I want to talk about behavior. I want to talk about things that shouldn't be done when it comes to that. So a lot of things in FBI, you pay attention to this. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be done that are being done, and this is like just in general for you guys as end users. I think it's important for you guys to know. He said, "Okay." It's important for you guys to know, you know, what it is. Exactly, Terror. Thank you. That's one big thing. Advertising on social media. Like I've come across YouTube channels because being quarantined for 14 days so far gives me a lot of time. Even when I'm working, I'm sitting there. I'm on a browser the whole time. I'm like, all right, I'll put something on in the background, and I have found entire channels on YouTube that just do IPTV reviews. So FBI, go bother those channels. Take them down because they're bad. Okay. Like I'm talking the whole channel is one after the other, after the other, after the other. And there's a few of them. Like just that's their thing. And 58,000 subscribers, 75,000 subscribers. Like I'm like, really? And I don't understand how that's even like rocking on YouTube where it's and there's ads. I'm like, wait a minute. I try to show somebody a remote control and I turn on PBS channel for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, right? And I get a copyright for it. Just how am I supposed to show somebody a TV remote without using the TV? You know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, I found these channels and I'm just like, this is crazy. And then I started looking at the videos. And one of them, I'll tell you guys the channel name too. It's Big Siga. Like, don't go blowing up his videos and giving him money, right? But that was one that was like the most egregious. All right, this dude is doing video after video after video, and all of them have links in the bottom to either go to a website and buy it, or he's got some kind of coupon code if you use his name, or he's directing you to a group, somewhere and saying, "Oh, tell him I sent you." So this guy's getting paid clearly. You know what I mean? To do this over and over and over again. Asriel said, yeah, I've seen those. Right? I didn't even know this guy's channel existed until whatever, like 10 days ago or something. And I saw it and I'm like, what the hell? And like, that is awful. That is terrible behavior to have in this day and age. The FBI's in the chat, they'll tell you that that's just stupid. Like, it's crazy. Like literally, it's like all you're doing is putting a target on the backs of those services. And I'm sure the services are asking him to do it, which makes those services really stupid too. And I'm sure a lot of them are just rebrands to begin with. FBI says yes, but he pays us off. Oh man. But yeah, like it's just stupid. Number one, first of all these TV services, you go in there, you're like, I never heard of half of these. Why? Because they're just rebrands of other things. There's not that many services out there. So it's crazy that, I wouldn't be surprised if at least three or four of them on videos are actually the same service with a different name. So that's one thing for you guys to know. I don't know how many of you guys go around and find these videos online, but just be leery of that. Also, any service right now that's up on a website and asks you to pay online by using your credit card info or whatever to pay on a site that's literally says on it like you're buying IPTV, don't buy from them. That's stupid. You're just putting you're saying I am buying something that I shouldn't be buying. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of them that are directed to do that now that they make their own sites. That's not good either right now. Like there's too much attention on that stuff to be doing that because if that site ever gets taken down or ever gets seized or whatever it is, you just put your info in there, and they could send out a notice to every single person that put their info in there. It makes no sense. Like don't do that. So pay attention to those kind of things. And there was another guy I saw that literally was I can't remember his name, but he runs a service and he goes on YouTube and he had over 100,000 subscribers. This dude, and he says he runs a service. I don't remember the name of the service or whatever it was. I don't remember his YouTube name either. But he's on there explaining all kinds of stuff and how to get it and how much to pay and what channels are on, like over and over and over again on the thing. Man, I was like, when that whole middleware thing happened and everything switched over, he was up there explaining it all to everybody. Like I was just going back and looking at the videos, and I'm sitting there just going, like my face was what? Like what are I don't know what these people are thinking. This is not okay. Like you're not you're not you're hurting the end user because that person I was looking under like Big Sig's videos and other videos. Oh, I tried this. Even if they say I tried it and it sucks, but then there's others that are like, "Oh, this is a great service." Yada yada. You're that's a Google account. Your YouTube account is a Google account. It has info in it. You could make a fake one. You could say you could do whatever you want. But if you ever logged into it from a real IP address that you pay for or whatever, anybody can know that that's you that really wants to know that that's you. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. Don't do it that way at all if you're going to do it. Just keep those kind of things in your mind before you do that. Another thing that's really really stupid, right? Cuz if you're going to get it, the way you should get it, I mean the best way to get it would be from somebody in person and pay them with cash. But obviously, this is a large world and you can't do that. But if you're going to get it, you want to pay somebody privately even if it's online, whatever kind of method it is. But for God's sakes, people, if you're using PayPal, okay, if you're using PayPal, do not pay for it as goods and services. Do not do that. Because what happens when that happens is if whoever you're paying ends up getting 1099 for their money, there's literally they have to file each and every one of those goods and services payments basically, and your email address is there. You're making that person say I received money from this person that's going on taxes. Like it's putting your name out there to do that. I can't tell you how many people do that. They literally send goods and services instead of like just sending it. And technically to PayPal it's wrong, of course, but it's you're protecting yourself, you know what I mean? Like so, but no, yeah, IPTV is not illegal, but IPTV is a gray area. And what is illegal is if you have IPTV, like if the movies and TV shows have already been pretty much proven, because you're hosting them. A lot of services used to have those. Also, don't don't ask for VOD on your IPTV service because that is what gets them in trouble. That's what gets them shut down. That's what's going to make you lose your money. That's what's going to make somebody come in there and seize the servers. And if you paid for it on the website with your credit card, they know you were there. So, you know, so don't do it that way. So if you are PayPal, if you are using PayPal, friends and family that shit. All right. Don't make somebody have to put, because they have no choice. When PayPal sends that invoice, you have, like the 1099, you have to break down all of those payments, and each and every one of them with someone's email address, name. When you pay somebody, even your address is on your PayPal account. They can see all of that. So there's no reason to want that information to go in somebody's tax filing. You know what I mean? Somebody just asked me to, let's see, is YouTube TV, Hulu Live, etc. Yes, that is IPTV, but that's like not gray area IPTV. That's legit IPTV. That's not what I'm talking about. Like those you can just pay for, no problem. You know what I mean? Like that's fine. But I'm just talking like gray area IPTV services. The ones where you can watch lots of stuff for very cheap. What else we got in here? PayPal loves to turn over your info. I mean, they will definitely do that. The Surface got the code. What happened to my Surface? Everybody was saying it made a noise. Is that what it was? I gotta plug it in. No, I still got some battery. I like this FBI guy in chat. It's pretty funny. Rex says, "How do I delete one item in my favorites list in Gaia?" Damn, it's been a while since I did that. It should be, I think you have to go to the item, right? And hold down the button on that item. Don't just press it, hold it down. And then it should pop up a little window. I think you can unstar it that way. Yeah, see, Tara said long hold. So other than that, right? What was I going to say? There's also, the one other thing I want to really focus on too, just to finish up the IPTV conversation, is, keep that in mind really when you are looking at services. If you're out there looking at different ones, definitely make sure to understand when you're looking at a review, especially on YouTube, why is the person doing it? Look at their channel. If they have lots of reviews and none of them are bad, they're obviously getting paid for it. Like, so it doesn't mean you're going to get an accurate representation of anything, but also selling it in general. Like, if you sell IPTV, don't come on YouTube and constantly advertise it. I think that's a very bad idea too, because you're just making yourself a target at that point. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty. That should be self-explanatory to me. Like, don't come on here and, if this was 3 years ago, I get it, but when you look at the way it is now, I wouldn't, I wouldn't be doing it. You don't see people out here, advertising on YouTube how to download torrents illegally or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's somebody might show you, but nobody's gonna run around advertising it. So, keep that in mind. Another thing is reselling, right? Like, it's cool if I'm not telling anybody what to do. If you want to resell, resell. Do you? But don't come on YouTube and if somebody gave you a panel on YouTube or something like that to resell it, don't go comment under a video like, oh, this guy's legit, gave me a panel. But you just went on YouTube and told everybody, hey, this is what I do. Don't advertise that online like that. Do it privately. There's plenty of more secure avenues that you can take. Apps and things like that are secure, that you can build a group in, that you can do stuff with and talk a little more freely about it. But what you do and come on here, it's like everybody can see it. Think about it, right? YouTube has algorithms that a song comes on for literally 5 seconds. Like if somebody started playing a song in the background right now, by the time this video is over, I'd have a copyright claim. So you think that they don't know what's being said on live shows or whatever, that it's not being, what I mean? It's not hard, guys. It's just, you got to be careful. That's all I'm trying to say. Um, just be smart, be careful. Don't don't put any info out there that you don't have to put out there. And don't just listen to somebody because they tell you something's good. Because a lot of times people are paid to tell you something's good. By the way, this coconut berry is the shit. But yeah, I mean that's basically that. I mean, I saw like a um oh my god. These guys are hilarious, going back and forth in the chat. Yeah, exactly, Blackbird. It's like the people that are selling it and they that do it constantly on YouTube and stuff are putting a bullseye on their back, and then the people that are buying it become more exposed. It's just, it doesn't. It's not a good look right now. A while back, it was no big deal. It wasn't really on people's radars, but it's heavy on radars. So, um, Juggernaut said coconut tastes like shit. No, this one is really good. This coconut berry. It's got like a. It's good. I like this one. Terror said I lost my man card for that drink. This Red Bull gives me wings. What did John ask? Sorry if I already covered it. Jesus Christ, Jugs. When the hell did you eat flaky skin off dried toes? What's wrong with you, bro? Oh, there's the question. Oh, John, you're asking about recording IPTV. Honestly, I don't bother with that. I've never found something that works really well as far as scheduling. But you can record just using Smarters or any app that most Smarters definitely works, but you need to plug in like an external drive and set it to record there. And you have to start recording the channel before you leave the house. Like, let's say you want to record something that starts at 9, but you have to leave at 7. You need to hit record at 7, and you need to have enough space for it to go, because there's no way to schedule. So I just find it like impossible. What I do, and I find way easier, is if it's a TV show or anything like that, within 2 hours after it airs, sometimes way less than that even, but definitely within like 2 hours, there's links up already. If you have Real to Brid, Premium Eyes, things like that, um, you'll be able to watch it. So if it's for a TV show or whatever, just stream it after. Don't even, I don't even bother recording it. What else we got here? Oh my God, what's with these mob guys that keep saying they're mob guys? People are way too bored being quarantined, apparently. I need to go on YouTube and tell people I'm a mob guy. Yeah, that's definitely what's up. Tara says sonar, radar, couch potato. If you're doing all that plexing and downloading, that definitely works. I gotta get back on that game. It's been a while for me, but it's a lot more work than streaming, but it's rewarding, you know? And I just enjoy like putting things together how I like them myself. So DW says, does that mean don't pay RD with PayPal? No, that's not what I'm saying. IPTV sales. RD, right? When you pay RD, you're just paying for access to a network. You're not actually paying for any of the content that's on that network. It's different because you can use RD for different things. So that's why RD doesn't really get in trouble. And they're also the way that they work is different. It's not like uh it's not like all of the stuff is theirs. You remember like there's like Rapid when you look at RD, there's like Rapid Gator and all these other services used to be OpenLoad, which got shut down. Those things actually have the network, and RD is just like a gateway to that network. Oh my God, these people keep coming in. That's funny. This chat is hilarious right now. But yeah, I mean that's my IPTV talk, man. Like I just when I was bored and just going around to all these channels, I'm like entire channels. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't mind. I think it's fine if somebody wants to do a review of a service or whatever, like one or two, over a time span. I'm not gonna do it, but I used to when times were different, but I won't do it anymore. I get comments on my videos all the time. What IPTV do you use? I'm not answering that comment. Like I have a we got if you go up to the top of my channel, there's a link to Telegram groups. There's a link to you can ask in private and I'll tell you, but I'm not trying to put those you know I'm not trying to put all that info out there at all. Pretty much, you know what I mean? Like on YouTube, obviously, doing what we do, pretty much everybody has or does use it. So, but I just, I don't want. There was an issue with one of Big Sig's videos after I found that channel, which was like there was some other service using the name of a service that I actually use, but it wasn't the same service. And people were commenting on that video thinking that it was the one I use. And I was like, no, 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 no. Like, uh-uh. There was another issue I found too where the same name as one of the services I used had a website. They have the exact same name. They put it out, but it was new. It was like after one of the ones I use, right? And people were paying on the website thinking they were getting the one that I use, and then they weren't getting anything in return. They were getting like ripped off. And I was like, wow, this is crazy. Like that's what I mean. Like you, you got to be careful with what you do and be careful of who you listen to and why is somebody making a review of these things, stuff like that. It's one thing, obviously, if somebody is selling IPTV, they're trying to make some money, and at the same time, they're saving you money if you buy it because you're paying way less than you would for cable. So it's okay, it's cool. Like I said, there's a time and a place for everything. That's a sale that makes sense, you know, because I don't mind selling things to people if it helps them save money at the same time and I can make some money. Cool. I think that's admirable in a way. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said earlier, when somebody brought up, all the damn sanitizers and all this and that, and then try to sell it for a profit. That's being an asshole. You just have you don't know what it's like to be a decent human being. There's two very different things. You know what I mean? So it's like, um, Hugh says, I have titanium build. I keep getting a foreign language when using Real to Grid. Why can't I get it in English? You can. It has nothing to do with titanium build. It's just that a lot of times every stream has a default language, but most of the time English is also included. What you have to do is pause the video and move over to the right. You'll find where there's an audio option, and you'll see different tracks. If you click on it, English should be there. If you switch it to English, then you'll have English. But if the default language is like French or Russian or whatever, it's going to come up as that first. So just pause the video so that you get at the bottom of the screen, you get the whatchamacallit, you'll get the menu on the bottom that has all the options. Towards the right hand side, you'll find audio as an option, and you'll be able to switch the audio track. If you can't switch the audio track, then that one just doesn't have English, and you have to pick a different stream. But most of them do. I agree with Gib and City Troll right there. And I don't know what's up with all these people that are coming in here. What's up, Timothy? We got a bunch of trolls coming in here tonight. Besides that, what else? I think my IPTV speech is over. I've said everything I need to say. It just bothers me. Like, since I had so much time at home and I started seeing that, I'm like, money is not that important to the level. Like, if you need to do what like Big Siga is doing on YouTube to make money for yourself, like, he's got more subscribers than I do. You know what I mean? And YouTube pays me money. I don't make a fortune with YouTube, but I make money with it. So why would you, you know what I mean? There's like risk reward type things here, and that risk reward is not a good one. Like, it makes no sense. You know what I mean? There's smart and not smart, and that is not smart. And don't comment. If you guys watch the channel or whatever, and you still want to watch it, fine. Or anybody else that does that constantly, just don't comment on the videos, please. Don't be like, I have this one, or you know what I mean? Don't do that to yourself. Just whatever. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just giving you advice, because it's just, this is not 2016 anymore. Anthony says, do I have the Shield Pro or the Shield Tube one? I have both. I have the Pro in my living room and in the studio, and I have a Shield, the Tube one in my bedroom. The main differences are the Tube one has less RAM and less storage. It's only 2 gigs of RAM and 8 gigs of storage. The Pro has 16 gigs of storage and 3 gigs of RAM. And the Tube one can only take micro SD cards. It doesn't have USB ports. And the Pro doesn't have a micro SD card slot, but it has USB ports. City Troll got that right. He says, common sense has never been a plentiful commodity. This is true. I see it all the time. Drives me crazy. What else? What other topics? Who's got questions? I've got answers. GoPro Dolly said, did I cry when Brady said he was leaving? No, I didn't care. Either way, Brady's, I truly believe that like Brady was done anyway, as far as like, I don't think Brady was going to be winning more Super Bowls, especially not since I cursed him. He definitely wasn't going to win them. But, oh snap, Yo-Yo is gold. I just realized that. It scrolled up and she's got the gold logo. Oh snap, I think Yo-Yo is the first one to hit gold. Where's Cell? Cell got gold yet? Yeah, Cell and Yo-Yo both got gold. That's what's up. You got gold SB logos. Jugs is almost there. Yeah, Anthony, I did the same thing. The tube is fine, man, as long as you're not to me, I bought the tube because I wanted to be able to compare the two, to tell you guys the differences. But um like for me, the $50 price difference, I'd probably, if I did it all over again, I'd probably just buy a Pro. The only issue I have with the tube, and it's not a big one, is that occasionally, and I don't know if it's the tube's fault or if it's my TV in the bedroom, but occasionally the audio will go out and I cannot get it to put audio back on no matter what I do until I reboot that tube. That's the only issue I really have with it. Other than that, it runs fine. But like you can't use it for gaming. There's not enough space to like download a bunch of games. Not that it can't game physically, but you don't have space like that. And clearly that form factor is not as going to be as good at dealing with heat and things of that nature. Um, so Timothy Vice says, "Yeah, it does have an Ethernet port. I got mine plugged in. At least I think it does. It's been a while. I bought it when it first came out. I definitely have it wired somehow, but I don't think I bought a. I think it does have an Ethernet port. But to me, the difference of $50 is um is worth it to me, I guess. What GoPro? What are you? What's going on, GoPro? GoPro said Jesus dot Christ. Oh, my sound keeps going up. My bad. I don't know why. It's something to do with I'm gonna move back. Alien attacks on my volume. I'll talk lower. Is this good? Or do I sound? I still sound bad? Good now again? So weird. I don't know why. Let me move. I don't know what's up with that. It's there's no way for me to control it either. To me, all I see is like um all I see is like two little dots out of six lit up. Yeah, Pam said it does have Ethernet. All right, hold on. We got some more questions in here. Do I still have the T-Mobile SIM card from Wireless Buy? I do, but it doesn't work anymore. They just cut it off, and then apparently, when T-Mobile started switching to 5G, they killed that plan. So now the unlimited plan is no longer working there. So um, when I spoke to Wireless Buy, they said if T-Mobile offers it again, they'll offer it again. But as of now, that unlimited plan is dead. Although if you do have T-Mobile service, I saw that they're giving an extra 10 gigs every month for the next 2 months of hotspot from your phone for free. So you get 20 gigs hotspot from your phone per month for no fee at all. For the cable Dave, in my opinion, the best streaming experience is stock Android or Android TV OS. Streaming on a TV, Android TV OS for me, hands down. I don't mind. Like I don't need to install half the crap that comes on regular Android on a TV box. Why do I want to see Facebook on my TV? Or I'm not trying to turn a TV box into something that I have to use a mouse and keyboard for all the time. That's not the point of TV to me. So for me, Android TV OS is optimized. It's designed to stream, um, and I can sideload any apps I need to sideload, and all the ones that you really would need that are like that are there are there. I can't think of an app that's not like a legitimate app that's not on Android TV OS that I really need. Plus, you also get with Android TV OS, you're going to get official Netflix apps. You're going to get if you have those things. So I would definitely choose Android TV OS when it comes to streaming. I love Android, and if I was on a phone, I'd rather have Android. You know what I mean? But on a TV screen, I take Android TV OS all day. I really I feel like um, people I really don't like boxes in general that just have regular Android or a tablet version of Android, and then you fire it up. It's not designed for your TV. A lot of them, you get the notification bar on the top and you can't clear them because you can't drag it down. It's so annoying. And everyone's like, "Oh, but you could just install another launcher." Why do I have to do that? I bought something to use on a TV. The person that sold it to me, the company that made that box, should have made it work properly on a TV in the first place. So, jugs. So yeah, I mean that's just me. But I got that Ben Roethlisberger look going on. Yeah, I kind of do. I can't. I'm gonna. The only razor I have that works here, I don't even have like a regular razor. The only one I have is like a nose hair trimmer. So I'm thinking like I'm just gonna have to like trim this right here with my nose hair trimmer, and then leave the beard long. It's gonna be crazy. Um, and all the barbershops are closed, and you don't really want to go to places anyway. No, it's live Hard Knocks. Hey guys, hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet, please. We got 119 in here, 76 likes according to what I see. What else we got here? Might be an issue with YouTube going on that's distorting audio. It's possible. Either that or this Surface Pro is just wilding out. Um, Five's enough. What's up, my man? Haven't seen you in forever. I'm doing okay right now, hopefully, with this whole coronavirus thing, my man. Hope you're doing good too. Any tips for finding concert video streams, even with RDM Premium? Um, that's a rough one, John. Like, there used to be. Is anybody? No, I'm pretty sure that's gone. Been gone. UK Turks used to have an amazing concert section. It's a tough one. I think your best bet for concerts, honestly, is probably to carefully using a VPN, go and find torrents for concerts and download them. You might even be able to find like uh packs of concerts. All right, City Troll, take care. Have a good night. Joke said order clippers from Amazon. Man, I just ordered a phone off Amazon. No, not from Amazon. I ordered accessories for a phone off Amazon. New YouTube add-on out for Kodi, no API required. That's what's up. You know what Kodi's great for, guys? Even if you're, I will never not install Kodi on my device because I don't use like I have Kodi 18 installed on all my devices, even though I don't use it with a build or anything. But I use it as a player. I use Kodi as a player or VLC as a player between those two. So if I'm using Cinema, I can set it to use Kodi as a player or VLC as the player instead of using the internal player. Same thing with any other app that's decent. It's going to have external player options. Kodi and VLC just like they work with all kinds of files, so many kinds. They're really excellent players. So I prefer to take builds and things like that and put them on forks, and then I just keep Kodi plain and just use it as a player. Uh, yeah, I remember Ron. Five's enough. Talking about Ron in Mexico, right? Like I had issues with TV Zion a few updates back. I would not get any audio using the Zion player. Um, no matter what I played, there was just no audio. Switch to VLC, I get audio. Switch to Kodi, I get audio. But inside of the internal player, um, no audio. I'm sure it's probably fixed now, but I think what, like an update or 2 ago, it gave me audio in the player, but for a while and that was on the Shield. No matter which Shield I was on, bedroom, living room, just wasn't giving me audio. DW Petty says, "How do you get rid of ads on cinema? You pay them. It's like $10 for 6 devices for a year or something like that, and you gotta pay with Bitcoin." I did it just to try it out, it works. But I don't even really mind the ads, I just did it to do it so I could tell you guys how to do it. Timothy says, "Yeah, Resolve URL, Jay Sergio gave that up to somebody else." I don't know if it'll help the add-ons in the community, remains to be seen as far as what that person does with it and how good they are at it, but, hopefully it does. Tara says it will. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Uh, I can't I can't say yes until I see it. Recommended by Jay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely have high hopes, but gotta see it in action. I don't think it'll be worse, that's for sure. Have I talked to Mari or Hi-Fi? Hi-Fi jumps on the show every once in a while and says hello, so I talk to him here sometimes. I have not talked to Mari in a long time. Five's enough. Can I do a video on using Plex remotely? Sound Chaser asks. I could, um, but I would say I think Plex is like Juggernaut's. Juggernaut's got a lot of Plex going. I mean, I can definitely do it, but if he wants to do it, I would say let him do it. But if he doesn't, then I'll do it. Andre, what's up, Andre? Mr. Mo 303. You got NVIDIA Shield and Real Debrid, Mr. Mo? Check out my video. Go to my newest Shield video. It's the video right before this one. And just skip to around like an hour and 15 minutes in. And that's where I start doing the Gaia mini build. I would just do that, man. Like if you got Real Debrid, just here's the thing with Gaia, right? It has a whole lot of its own dependencies. And I feel like I've had worse results trying to put Gaia into a build with other things because I feel like version numbers probably get a little stepped on certain things uh, differently. You know what I mean? Um, I think Gaia for me has always just worked better by itself, and that's why I made that Gaia build. It works so much better by itself. It doesn't work bad per se in a build, but I've had issues sometimes, and that's just too many hands in the pot of too many dependencies. Take care, Five's enough. It was good to chat with you for a minute. But I would do that and then use a 17.6 fork for that, like SBMC. You can set it up the same way I did in the video, uh, Mr. Mo, and then go ahead and grab like Kodi 18 and install Titanium or Juggernaut once Juggernaut finishes the updates for them, which he'll be doing shortly. And then you could have a build, like a full-on build on like 18, and keep Gaia by itself on like 17 on a 17 fork. That's what I would do. Little Dish, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it, my man. What's my take on paid services for VOD like MB? No, I mean, I wouldn't buy anybody's MB or Plex because it's it's not that it doesn't work or anything, but I don't think people realize what goes into that. Really, like when you pay for that, somebody has to have like a killer server for that to really be reliable. And if they're selling it to a bunch of people, like let's just say, even if you got like the best server I could make for Plex in my house would be something with like a NVIDIA Quadro P4000. All right. The P2000 is more common because it costs less. But if you got a P4000, you might be able to run something like 20 to 25 tops 4K streams. If you got 100 people on your Plex, think about it right now. If somebody sold you 100, each Plex Plex Pass subscription will only allow 100 people. Like, so if somebody puts 100 on everybody's home right now, you're going to be screwed. Even with a great server like that, you're still going to be screwed. So I just wouldn't pay for that. Just because of that, it's just not as good. To me, I don't see the point to it, honestly. It's like if I was gonna pay, if I like, if I wanted to pay for something at all, and again, it's a questionable thing because you're not really supposed to be doing that. But I would rather pay for something that runs on a service similar to the way IPTV runs, that was just like a ton of VOD. I'm just talking as an end user perspective for use. I'd rather do that than buy somebody's Plex. Although I'm not advising you go do that. I'm just saying, end user perspective, that's more reliable because it can handle the connections way better, and doesn't have limits and things like that. So, I mean, I would say no, don't buy people's Plex. Any videos coming on the Pi 4? But man, I do want to do Pi 4 videos for sure. They're still in the box. I haven't even still in the bag where I took them out, sitting on the floor in the studio. I never got around to setting them up. So I got to do something with at least one of them. Hopefully I didn't create any noise issues there. Just for shits and giggles, talk to Linus. LOL. I'm talking about Linus tech tips. Asriel says still waiting for some Stadia on the gaming channel. I unboxed it on the gaming channel, and then I went to actually make a video right after of gameplay because I got the Chromecast, and then I learned that Chromecast, you can't do anything with it while recording. So I have to actually physically do it from a browser in order to show it, or I have to buy a HDMI splitter that removes the HDCP content protection. Celtic, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah, Lil. I mean, you can definitely try them out, But here's the thing, right? My thing with that, like I said, aside from the fact of the issues where you could run into problems based off servers and transcoding, my thing with it is like if you have Real Debrid or you have Premiumize, right? I don't have to rely on somebody to put that on a server. Like let's say my favorite show just ended at 9 p.m. and I want to watch it and I got home at 10:30. I know I can just fire up Gaia and Premiumize and Real Debrid. It's already there. When you're waiting on someone's Plex or you're waiting on someone's someone's Emby, they have to then go get that file, and chances are they're getting it from Real Debrid or from Premiumize anyway, downloading it, putting it on a server, and then you can watch it. So you actually have a faster path to it using things like Real Debrid and Premiumize. But if somebody's doing a great job of keeping up with it, then that's cool. You know what I mean? And some people have great collections. I'm not saying, that it's a terrible idea. I just personally, I wouldn't pay for somebody's personal like Plex or Emby accounts. Have I ever heard of the singing dentist? Someone sent me a video. Thought at first you made an Ice Ice Baby video. Oh my goodness. That's funny. I don't know. Other than that, I think right now, Darren says if Nord has a daily system, I don't think they do have a daily system maintenance time. You know what it might be? because he's saying at night I've had some trouble with connection speed. Turn off the VPN and run a speed test. See if your actual internet speed from your provider is slower during that time, because it might not be Nord. Uh, Also, you might want to try different servers and stuff. If you're switching the servers and the speed is the same uh, on all the different servers, then it's probably your ISP is actually throttling at that time because maybe they have extensive use. Um, well, there's a reason for that. You can watch a lot of shows like that now. He's saying Better Call Saul airs on Monday night on AMC, but I can view on MB Monday morning. It's not because they have something special. What that is that they pay for somebody's paying for the AMC app, and you get it early. And you can do the same thing with like, look this Sunday morning. You can go and watch Walking Dead. You don't have to wait for Sunday night. You can actually stream it. I watch it during the daytime. That's just because they, you know, there's apps that are allowing that now. So if once a stream is out there and it's available, it's going to end up online real fast. I'll tell them about more. I'll do that too. Do I like ExpressVPN? Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about ExpressVPN, except they're crazy expensive. Um, for me personally, I find Nord to be the right value for what you get. It's fast. They have servers that get around Netflix blocks, stuff like that. They have streaming servers, dedicated IP servers. Yeah, same thing like Timothy said. Also, Showtime anytime. You can get Homeland the day before, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I know Express is good, Bama. I just think their price is crazy. I forgot what it was. Something like even when you get a longer thing, it was something like $8.99 or $6.99 a month. It's more than double the price of Nord, like with a long sub. Oh Lord, here's another one. How do I feel about Mocha adapters? GoPro Donnie asks. I love Mocha adapters. Hang on. Since I'm kind of mobile right now with this, do I have enough battery left? Where am I at? Yeah, I still got 42%. All right. What is this? This is YouTube, Jose. Let me just grab see, I got slippers right here, so I don't even walk on the floor. I'm just gonna grab something since we're talking about Mocha adapters. Oh, I don't have it. I think my wife put it downstairs. I had a bunch of Mocha adapters in a bag out here, and she put it downstairs somewhere. Never mind that. I don't know where she put it. But yeah, man, I love Mocha adapters. I think if you don't have Ethernet everywhere in your house, but you did have, you move into a house or whatever, and there's cable wiring all over the place, then Mocha is going to be the way to go. Because it's just super easy. I don't have any up here though. I don't know what happened to that bag. She probably threw it in the studio. She throws all my stuff in the studio, and I come in and find a mess. But yeah, they're awesome because there's a few prerequisites to that. If you're gonna get Mocha adapters, get bonded Mocha 2.0 adapters because those will go up to 1 gigabit per second speed over your coaxial cable. You have to make sure that your coax is RG6 and needs to be in good shape. No really hard kinks where you could see bends. Nothing. If something's really old, replace that line. You just want good quality line going to it. And I mean, I have FiOS with 1 gig up and down, and I get good speeds. I mean, my Shield is actually running off of a Mocha adapter, and it's I get like 800 I get 800 around 800 down and up on the Shield out of my 1 gig. But I don't even when I'm plugged in with straight Ethernet, I don't get the full gig. I'll get maybe 60 or 70 megs more. The other thing I wanted to say too, when somebody was talking about Nord having a problem at night or whatever that they were having, you also got to remember something, guys. This is one thing a lot of people don't realize too when it comes to VPNs. If you're using a VPN to stream, whether it's IPTV or just Kodi, whatever you're using it for, as long as you can stream and you're not buffering, who cares what the speed test says? It doesn't matter. That's what you're using it for. If it works, it works. The only problem you have is if it doesn't work. Because if you're not doing that, you turn your VPN off, you go to Netflix, you go to whatever, you don't need it on for that. A lot of times speed tests are inaccurate off VPNs too. The delays. So Hard Knocks is talking about delays. Just hold on. I'll answer that in a second. But yeah, when it comes to VPNs, the speed test is not always correct. I'll give you a brief understanding as to why, but it's like, normally I'm going to use, I don't know, I use my Joule things. YouTube's probably going to bag me for using Joules, so I'll hold them sideways. But like normally here's your house and here's the speed test server. And what happens is you get a measurement going from your house to the speed test server, the internet, and the speed test server then pings back to your house. And then you get your reading on your TV screen or on your computer screen. That's how it works. But when you throw a VPN in the mix, now it's going from your house to the VPN server. Then the VPN server sending it to the server, another server right next to it, wherever the speed test server is. The speed test server is going back to the VPN server. The VPN server is going back to your house. And that's not the way the speed tests are really designed to work. So, it's not going to always be entirely accurate. That's the kind of simplest explanation I could give for it. So, but when it comes to VPN, as long as you can stream, you can stream. And just, look at it that way. Does it work? Can you stream? Then don't worry about it. What else? So yeah, Hard Knocks is talking about that. Oh, Jugs answered that too. I just ordered stuff from Amazon Prime. It's coming in 2 days. What it is not everything is delayed, but if you have a non-essential item and they don't have it in stock in the warehouses anymore, they're not trying to grab crazy stock and get it to you fast. They're basically letting the things that are in their warehouses, a lot of non-essential items, kind of run low on stock so that they can replace that stock with essential items. And once items run low, then you're going to start seeing delays on those items. So they're trying to stock up on essential items to get them to people faster. That's basically what's happening. Tarek's asking, does it matter to use a VPN or not when you're using Real Debrider Premium Eyes? I answered that at the beginning of the show, but I'll answer that again too. It doesn't matter per se to you, but like you don't need to use one. It's going to work without it. But what happens is your ISP still knows what you're doing. And they may not block you from doing it, but there's no more net neutrality rules in the US. Every country is different, but at least here, they can sell that info or provide that info to anyone they want to now. None of the info that you have is able, like, it no longer has to be anonymous. It no longer has to be just a certain amount of your data. Somebody could buy your entire history of data if they wanted to from your ISP, and they'll sell it to them if they feel like the price is right. And you could bet that tons of companies are buying it. I'm sure when somebody really wants to know about you, they'll get it, like whatever the case is. So it just depends on how much you're okay with your ISP knowing what you're doing. At this day and age, I just generally recommend it as long as you have decent speed. If you have internet that's like 10 megs down, a VPN is not for you, only because it's going to slow you down some. And when you only have 10, if you're, you know what I mean? Like you don't want to take a slowdown at all, because you're going to have trouble streaming as it is. If you have triple digit numbers, if you got 100 or even 75, VPN's probably going to be all right. But if you have really low ones like 10, 15, then it might cause you trouble to stream. But I definitely recommend, using one. But the answer to people asking if you need to, or, the answer is no. You don't have to, you don't need it, but Elias says, I believe Real Debrid has their own VPN in their server. They do, inside of the server, but that doesn't really, it's only one-sided. It's not, it's different. Your ISP can still see what you're doing. They know you've connected to Real Debrid. They know you've connected to a network. Like, let's say you watch a Stream Mango or OpenLoad, which are gone now, but like whatever. I don't want to say 1,000 different names, but any of those things, they know you're inside that network, and they know what those networks are for. They may not know, okay, you're watching, Star Wars right now or whatever it is, but they know you've connected to that network. If you have your own VPN, every single thing you do from inside your house is being blocked to your ISP. They have no idea what it is. So that's kind of the difference. You get a little bit of protection as far as, I don't know exactly what this person's doing, but let's say you download a movie from Real Debrid. They can still see that you've downloaded something into their network. You know what I mean? Because that Real Debrid is not protecting you on your home end of it. I have two shields. Both won't read the external storage for some reason. When you plug it in, it doesn't even pop up saying like that a device has been connected at all. You need to make sure also that it's a USB 3.0 device. And if that device requires power, that its power cable's plugged in. I've had a couple people try to do like hard drives and just run them off the USB of the Shield, and it doesn't have enough power. So if there's an option to plug power into your device as well, you let it, make sure you got that plugged into the wall. If all of those are, and you still can't read it, try plugging it into your PC or Mac or whatever it is you have, and formatting it fresh, and then plug it back in and see if that works. And if none of that works, maybe something's up with the USB port. Can you plug something else into the USB and see if it works, like a thumb drive or something? If still it doesn't work, then that's it's like a thing. I've every drive, unless the drive itself had some kind of problem, every drive I've ever plugged into a Shield just worked. Can I factory reset with them in or not? You can, but if the drive, that might be your problem if you've done that and you use the drive as internal storage, it does not wipe out the drive. Oh, computer says can't read. Were you using that drive as internal storage in the Shield and then you factory reset the Shield? Because there's an option when factory resetting the Shield that asks you if you want to factory reset, if you want to, or it'll tell you, either tell you that you can't, it's not going to touch the drive, or it'll ask you if you want to reformat it if it's internal. Yeah, if the PC can't read it, then the drive may be bad. How many drives? You only have one drive? Try a different drive of some kind. Like plug any kind of drive in there, any external drive. Maybe the drive is bad. I had that happen to an old T3 SSD, like that it went bad and it wouldn't read on the Shield or the PC. GoPro Donnie, not much is the difference between WebRip and WebDL. Not much really. It's um WebDL is like web download, so it may be something that was taken directly. A RIP is kind of the same thing, but I, sometimes the terminology is not used correctly. What it should be, a RIP should be something that was downloaded and then edited to maybe look better or something like that. Would be then normally a RIP, but the terminology is usually that nobody does the terminology right. It just means like a lot of times, let's say Russia will get like a certain copy of a movie that doesn't come out here or whatever, and a lot of times you'll see those as web DLs or web rips. But they should be better than cams for sure. They should actually be decent quality copies. They might not be great, but they should be decent quality copies. Oh man, yeah. Pitter Sweet said, I bet John Jones wished he had some type of VPN to hide his location from the cops." Yeah, he does. He needs one. Yeah, that's true too. Juggernaut says test the USB ports, but the fact that it doesn't show up even on his PC is what leads me to think that something wrong with the drive, because you can turn the USB ports on and off on the Shield. And Jugs is right. On the PC, you can type in the search bar disk management and go there, and it might show up there, and you might have to format it from disk management. Oh, that's crazy. Quentin says, I got the Re K16 from my Shield. I got it connected, and every time it cuts off my IPTV service and his Plex. That's crazy. I've never seen that, but I don't have a K16. I just use the i8 Plus, and I never had that problem. But that is definitely a weird problem, Quinn. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you for that one. So like when you say it cuts off, you mean like you turn the power physically off on it, or are you saying it just cuts off by itself? Timothy asked me, have I ever used a Steam controller on the Shield? No, I have not. But I believe it works. I think I saw somebody on a forum say that it does work. But I haven't used one on it. I have streamed games though from my Shield, but just using the Shield remote or the Xbox remote. Like I've streamed games from my PC to the Shield. That works great as long as you have good internet. You should factory reset without the drives. It doesn't really matter because I don't think the factory reset, Craig, will also format the drives. But I would definitely factory reset and leave the drive plugged in. Maybe it'll recognize it then. But yeah, I agree with Juggernaut. You could resetting without the drives, because when you reset with the drive, it doesn't really matter either way because it's not going to touch the Shield. But I would try resetting probably without the drive and then plug it in after and see if it recognizes it. But if you have multiple drives that aren't reading on the PC or the Shield, then I don't know. Quinn says, when I turn the power off, so you're turning the power off physically on the K16, and then it's cut. Maybe it has some kind of control. It only cut, but it doesn't turn the Shield off. It just stops you in the middle of streaming. That's really weird. I'm guessing that that's something in the K16, man. I would. Do you have something else you could try with? Like if you use like a Re i8, I cut that on and off all the time, and it doesn't give me a problem. Or even the Logitech K400, um, K4 K420, I think it is. That has the backlight, which is nice. I use those, and cutting them off never affects that. I think that's got to be something to do with the K16. It's like sending some kind of signal across to say like this turned off, so stop what you're doing on this end. It I don't know why it would do that. It shouldn't, but that's the only thing I could think of because I've never seen that happen on any of the ones that I've used. Because I used to use the regular Re i8, then the i8 Plus when that came out. I've used a small like keyboard one. Um, so it's weird. That's a weird issue. It is definitely strange. Jugs, you got you got anything you want me to talk about while I'm on here too? If you think of anything, let me know. Slappy, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Slappy said $5,000 saved now cord cutting with your help. Still loving the Titan, making it comfortable when rolling smokes. Yeah, man, that chair. I love those chairs, man. I can't wait to get down in the studio. I'm gonna go down in the studio again. Today is Thursday night. Well, Friday morning now because it's a little past midnight. But I think probably tomorrow night when I finish work, I'm gonna go clean up down there. As long as I don't like I said, I feel a little weird today. As long as I feel better tomorrow, which I think I'm already starting to feel better. So I really don't think it was like, um, any kind of coronavirus thing. But I still feel um, a little bad today, sort of, slightly. But I think it's allergies. Um, I'm gonna go down there anyway at tomorrow, as long as I'm not feeling worse, and I'll just straighten up everything down there. Do some offline videos. I'm gonna do a video on send files to TV and show you guys how to do that from like a web browser and from the Android phone. I want to do a new Gaia setup video for 17, like just the Gaia portion, because I have it all in the Shield video, but that's all in one long video. So I'll do the Gaia setup video for 17 and for 18. I got to plug my Xbox in to do it on 18, or I could do it on the PC too, actually. Either way. And I want to do a video on some of the settings and stuff, updated video on like cinema, and like Zion, things like that. I probably won't be live tomorrow, Jugs, because I'm gonna get the studio ready tomorrow. I'll probably go live Saturday. So I'm gonna record some videos and do some live ones. What's up, Mr. Butler? What's cracking? Butler's up in here. All right, Eddie, take care, my man. So if you guys got any questions, hit me with some questions. I might join you tomorrow from here if you want, Jugs. If you open the panel or whatever, I'll probably join you while I'm cleaning up the studio or something. But I want to go over the settings on those things. Tech channel, hopefully soon, as long as all my orders come at a decent time. I ordered the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra, and I'm gonna unbox that. That'll probably be the first tech channel video, and then I'll make another video of like initial impressions, and then like a full-on review maybe a few weeks after I have it. That was something that came about because I'm not a Samsung guy. I've always pretty much been like, no, I don't like Samsung. But with this coronavirus thing going on, my job kind of wanted upgrades for things, and they didn't want to give me an Ultra, right? Because that was too much money, but they were willing to get the one under it. So I was like, well, then can I just pay the difference? And I argued with them enough because I'm like, if I'm gonna get something, like I'm not a Samsung guy, but to give it a fair shake, um, I might as well have the best one. Like I bought the best iPhone because I hate iPhones. So I wanted to give it a fair shake. I still don't use it, but I use it for video. It takes great video, but that's what I use it for. Like I knew what I was going to use it for, but I still tried. I made it my daily driver for like 2 weeks, the iPhone, and I couldn't get into it, man. iPhone's just not for me. My wife has an iPhone. She loves it, but I can't do it. But it does take great video. So that's what I use it for. Um, But yeah, I'm gonna do some Galaxy S20 Ultra stuff as soon as that arrives. Question: Is the new NVIDIA Shield remote worth it? Yes, absolutely. This remote is the bomb.com. Okay, I use this remote pretty much exclusively right now. Like that remote is. Oh, I just hit the Netflix button, which I didn't want to do. But that this remote, I can control my sound bar, my 5.1 surround sound soundbar setup, my TV, and my Shield, all with this one remote that doesn't even have like numbers or anything, but still works great. Like I use this for everything. So if you can, Nvidia sells these now. Even if you don't have a broken 2017 or 2015 remote, buy this anyway. Mr. Butler asked, "Does the Nvidia Tube struggle with 4K?" No, it plays 4K fine. Craig Baxter. Oh yeah, man. You could definitely get it going again. The new Shield video is good. I don't know what's up with your hard drives, Craig. Hopefully that part can get figured out. But if after if you try a reset and you do all that and still the Shield doesn't recognize the drive and your PC can't recognize it, I have to say like the fault is almost certainly with the drive. Um, because if nothing recognizes it, then the drive's got to be bad. I can't. It's hard for me to think of some other reason why no device would recognize it. That's weird. Mr. Butler said he set up one tube one with RD. Tube struggles like crazy. Um, that's weird. I don't know. I use it in my bedroom. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. So Alfonso says, I want to know if it's better than the S10 Plus. Been thinking about upgrading to the new S20. Well, that'll be on the tech channel as soon as that drops. If you guys go to the home screen now of my YouTube channel, there's only one link I think up top, or at least the first link. It says connect with me. Um, that link, if you click it, it takes you. It shows you all my YouTube channels there. Shows you Twitter accounts, my Instagram accounts. There's a link for the Telegram group. Everything is there. My gamer tags on different things. So it's not like if you just go to the Supreme Builds main page, top right at the bottom of the banner, on the bottom right side of the banner at the top of the screen, it's right there. So you can click that, and you could like subscribe to the other channels, start getting those going, and join the Telegram group, whatever you want to do. Like you guys asking, anyone that's asking me what's my favorite IPTV, what I use, join the Telegram group, and then you can message me through Telegram. We could talk about it. But we also do the Supreme Builds group, like what we used to do on Facebook, because Facebook is obviously, not um, not a good platform anymore for the kind of stuff that we talk about. There are a lot of people getting shut down and things like that. Um, it's we talk much more on Telegram now, so it's a little more free. What else? Is Mr. Butler saying Ethan? I mean, maybe, or maybe you got a funky one. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Mine doesn't really give me a problem with it. I mean, I'm hardwired in, well, through my coax though. Like I'm using the Mocha adapter, but it gets plenty of speed. You using a SD card in there, Mr. Butler? Did you put a micro SD card in it? If you did, try taking that out. Like anything that's connected, disconnect it. Oh yeah, Elias asked about somebody already answered that, Dirty Harry. You can use a button mapper app to change or disable the Netflix button. I watch Netflix, so I leave it, but I do hate it, like because I press it by accident a lot. But I like it when I want to use it, But I don't. I feel like it's kind of a waste of a button. But I'm sure Netflix paid them a lot of money to do that. That's why it's there. Right out of the box stock. How long you had it, Mr. Butler? I would maybe exchange it. See if you got a bad one. If you haven't had it that long, I'd try to swap it. Yeah, swap that bad boy. If you got it at Best Buy or something, just take it back. Tell them this one's defective. Give me another one. Okay, so 336 is asking about browsers not allowing APK files to install or things to download. It doesn't show you anything. Analyty was working. I haven't checked the newest one, but I have heard some people saying that there's a problem with Analyty now. A couple people, so maybe it is. But I don't use that stuff anymore. I showed in the newest Shield video like 3 different ways to get apps onto the Shield, but the one that I'm using is send files to TV. You download everything onto your phone, whatever it is that you want, or your PC, and then you can use the send files to TV, which is in the Play Store for your phone. It's in the Play Store for your Shield. It behaves a lot like ES File Explorer used to do when you would send over your network. It's a very easy way to do it. I would just put everything in there and do it that way. That's going to be my preferred way. I'm going to make a video on that too, like a separate video for it. Even though I showed it in the Shield video, I'll just kind of go over that entirely. What did Philly Cable Dave ask before? I see Jugs answered the question. Do I consider the chip? Absolutely, I do. I don't know what Jugs' answer was, but Jugs likes the CPU and GPU to be separate when possible. I would generally tend to agree with that as well. Although I believe the Shield is actually a SoC. So, except for in the case of the Shield. Because that's one badass SoC. Um, 336. The reason I'll tell you guys the reason why that changed too. A lot of people don't know this. Like everyone used to use Puffin, right, to download the download problems. Google updated the security, basically standards for downloads and installs and things like that. And other browsers didn't update. Like they, whatchamacallit? It's not that Google is blocking you. They're just making it so that the way that it works is in a secure download fashion. And the browsers are not updating to meet that code requirement, which is really stupid. I don't know why, but apparently they're not. I don't know what the deal is with that, but Brad says if you go to Troy Point site, it'll tell you what to do for download. Oh, Downloader does work. Yeah, Downloader works. You just need a little extra browser plugin for Downloader. Um, Sound Chaser says loves my Galaxy S10 Plus. Yeah, man. Listen. I could be totally wrong. I might love this Samsung phone when I get it. I don't know because now they use One UI, right? The last time I used a Samsung phone, it was using TouchWiz. I hated TouchWiz with a passion. Um, TouchWiz was like the most god awful Android skin ever. It was laggy. It sucked. But from what I see of One UI, it's not like that anymore. But I'm a real pure Android guy. I love like Pixels. These OnePlus phones I have are pure Android, pretty much with just a couple of tweaks on them. So I'm interested though to like try One UI and see how I can get along with it. Hopefully, I don't hate it. Timothy, I believe Downloader app is back in the Play Store, but you still need to download uh, something from Troy Point site in order to um, make it allow you to download and install on the Shield. Darren says, I thought you said you were going to do a new Gaia setup video using your PC. Well, I could do that on 18. That's what I was saying. I could either do the PC or the Xbox. It's really the same thing setting up on 18. So I could either do it from the PC or do it from my Xbox. It's still going to give you the same version of, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to do one on my 17 SBMC, like a new one on that with like a couple updated settings. And I'm also going to do a 18 version, which I already did on the Xbox. So I'll probably do it on the PC this time, I guess. Don't really matter. And how to transfer the build from the PC to your Shield. You really can't just do it that easily. If you make a build on the PC, you're going to need to make like a local backup of it using a wizard. Then get that. It's a pain. The best thing you could do is actually upload it online. Actually, so it's kind of difficult because what happens with that is let's say you make a Kodi build on your PC. Your PC's searching things. Everything is like C users, your name, and whatever folder it's in. That's how it's finding everything. And if you just try to back that up and put it on a Shield, there is no C drive. All the paths are wrong. Everything is wrong. So that's why everything needs to convert, and a wizard will convert all that for you, and then you can reinstall it on anything else. That's why the builds we make work, because everything gets converted to a path called special, which kind of wipes out the direct path to individual devices, changes it around. Mr. Butler said no USB on the tube. Yeah, they got the micro SD card slot, but no USB ports. Juggernaut says he loves the Huawei P30 Pro. I heard that phone is good, but in the US, we got that Huawei problem with the. Alfonso thinks I'm going to love One UI. He says I can change things around, make it my own. That's what I'm looking forward to. Like, I think I'm going to really heavily focus on that initially on the tech channel, because that's when I look across YouTube, that phone is like the most talked about phone because it's got the 108 megapixel camera and all this and that. So it's something I want to like dive into and really give it a full on shot and see if I'm really going to enjoy that as a daily driver. And Timothy says I hate Bixby. I've seen Bixby in action. I hate Bixby too. Luckily, the Bixby button can be remapped easily now, apparently, on the S20. So I won't be using Bixby. MKBHD Juggernaut just did a video on a Huawei phone, a new one too, which looks pretty awesome also. But like, he literally looked at it and said, since we can't have this phone here, It's since we can't have it here, he looked at it and said, "I'm looking at this from the objective of what can people steal and put into the new phones this year." Yeah, that's that. Wait till you see this, Jugs. He's a P30 got 50 times zoom. The Samsung has 100 times zoom. It's crazy. But I've already seen the results of the photos. They look like trash at 100 times. I'm sure the P30 looks kind of trashy at 50, but you can get, like you could still make out what it is. But it's just crazy that a phone can actually do 100 times zoom anyway. But apparently the Samsung one looks pretty good up to 30 times. But like 10 times is almost like no loss up to 10. And you start getting a little bit as you pass that. But it's pretty dope. Like I think that the way they're going with the cameras is important. It sucks because it makes these really big bulges on the back of the phones, but everyone loves the cameras. It's like the most sought after feature in the phones because they don't want to carry around, a separate camera to get nice shots. So um I think it's kind of important to finally improve that 12 megapixel standard and start getting some good stuff up on there. Somebody says, what are the zoom options on the Pixel 4? Two times. You get a two times zoom on the Pixel 4. Brad says he just checked Analytics and it still works. Jack said he can read license plate. Yeah, send me some pics, man. I'm curious. Oh God, the GoPro Donnie says, is that a OnePlus 7 Pro or the 7T? It's actually the 7T Pro. This is the see if I can get it out of the case. It's the McLaren one, the T-Mobile one. It's got like the orange, like papaya on it. I don't know if you can really see that anymore because it's getting kind of old, but it's the McLaren edition phone. But in the US, they only sold this through T-Mobile. So I wanted it, and I got it through T-Mobile because it's got 5G, and I really like OnePlus phones, but I still feel like for some reason, no matter what, there's always something that the what what's the best phone though that they made? I have a 7 Pro, right? The blue one. And I got the best one. It had like 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of space. Um, that phone to me was practically flawless, except cameras, man. Cameras are not that good. Even on this, supposed to be slightly better than the 7 Pro, but I actually took better photos from me with the 7 Pro than with this one. But this 5G phone, because it has T-Mobile's firmware on it, they've been making updates and it's getting a lot better. But in the beginning, the GPS wouldn't lock. Like the other thing I have, hey Marilyn, what's up? What's going on? Marilyn's up in the building. That's my homegirl. Marilyn's vlog. Check out her channel, guys. Or send your wife to check out her channel. She does a lot of food stuff. But yeah, it's like the 5G one, the GPS wouldn't lock. It was driving me crazy. They fixed almost everything though. The only problem I'm still having with this 5G phone, which drives me bananas, is if I'm texting, right? A single text is fine. But in a group text, if let's say it's regular text and I have three other people in there or whatever, and we're all texting back and forth, if I'm on 5G, everything comes in properly. But if I turn on my Wi-Fi, each individual person that's texting, it will show that there's something to be able to be downloaded because it's coming in as a MMS when it's through text. So if person A sends a message, it tells me that there's a download in that person's individual text chat, not in the group chat. And then person B sends one, and it shows me that. And person C, and if I download them in the wrong order, my conversation's all fucked up. It makes no sense. If I turn off Wi-Fi, it comes right in, but with Wi-Fi on, it doesn't. I don't get it, and it doesn't do that on the regular OnePlus. They're almost the same phone. It only does it on this T-Mobile variant. That's like the last thing that has to get ironed out on this phone, and then it would be just as good as the 7 Pro to me. DB says, I think Lee has the record for longest live streams. I might. I'm at 2 hours and 35 minutes right now. I think one day I did like 5 hours, right? Alfonso says he's gonna keep up with me. I hope I do love it, man. That's an expensive ass phone. The one thing that Samsung did that annoyed me though, when I went to get the phone, I wanted the 512 gig version of the phone. Because I've had bad experiences with SD cards in the past, like corrupting when you lose your pictures and all that. So I wanted to have a lot of space on the phone so that I don't have to worry about it. I still bought an SD card anyway for it, but um, I've had multiple times. It's been a long time already, but hopefully I don't have that problem now. But I had multiple times where I lost photos and everything because the SD card corrupted in the phone. So I didn't want to have to rely on that. When you go to 512 on the Ultra, they only let you get it in black. You can't get. I wanted the gray phone, but I could only get a gray in 128 gigs, and I was like, nah. I'd rather just. If my choice is to go black for 512, I'll just go black for 512. Oh, you guys did 3 hours on Dab's show today? Yeah, Dab's goes long too. Like as long I don't mind going long at all, as long as there's stuff that I'm answering for you guys and you guys are asking questions. It's good. And even me, you guys know I love streaming. I teach everybody how to stream and talk about shows and things I like and things. So I've watched everything. I can't even find like I'm sitting there and I'm like I can't find nothing to watch because I've been working for 14 days from home. So even while I'm working, I got a laptop right here in front of me, and my TV's right there in front of me, and I just have things playing in the background. I watched Breaking Bad from beginning to end already. Like I did that in like 4 days, all 5 seasons. Yeah, we went like 4 hours the other night too on Jug Show. I think yeah, as long as people are here and have stuff to discuss. I definitely wanted to come on. I gotta lean back a little bit here. I definitely wanted to come on given the situation too, because I feel like a lot of people are the social distancing that's happening now is difficult for a lot of people. And obviously, I think everyone finds it to be shitty, like I said earlier in the show. But there are some people that get depressed, like not being around other people, like a real bad depression. And I feel like, coming on these lives, we should be doing that more during this time. Everybody should go live and just communicate with people. Like once I get down in the studio, I'll do live shows where everybody could just jump on. I can have up to 8 people in the room with the vMix software I have down there. So um, Sarah says my hand getting sore. No, my back was hurting because I kept leaning forward to be at the table, so now I'm leaning back on the sofa. But yeah, I feel like people should be able to communicate as much as possible now. So not only just going live, like I'm talking to you guys one on one now, but getting people in the show. Um, I think that's good. It's a good look right now. People should just be doing that um, just to stay socializing in a healthy way. Chuck said, "Cue the '70s porn music." But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like every day, and the fact that I work with the media on a day-to-day basis, I see a lot of, the stories unedited at first. The problem is, uh, by the time they come out, everybody puts a spin on them, and it's it's sad, especially for stuff like this. Like political stuff, whatever. It is what it is. It's always been that way to some extent. It's just really bad now with the spins. Everybody skews something towards what they want to, towards a political view. Even this thing sometimes is skewed towards a political view. It's terrible. I hate that kind of stuff. I hate political skewing at all. Period. Because a fact is a fact, But when it comes to people's lives and these times that we're in right now, which are really unprecedented in most of our lifetimes, like, I mean, I would say the last time we saw something quite like this would be like Spanish flu from 1915. How many people are still around from 1915 right now? Not many. So, um, it's pretty unprecedented for most of us. Um, and I think that in that time, everybody should just be a human being. Nobody needs to be a Republican or a Democrat or care about, whose bill is better or what it does. What we need to be caring about right now is taking care of ourselves, taking care of our neighbor, you know, no matter what religion you believe in or if you don't believe in one at all, love thy neighbor is still a good idea. You know what I mean? That's a good thing to do. That's just being a good, decent person. So, my neighbor right next door to me, I have neighbors that like my house is like there's two houses that are identical and they're like attached basically. So right on the other side of my hallway, I have a hallway outside this door, and then there's one wall and my neighbor's right on the other side there. Um, I have elderly people that live right there. And, you know, when I see them and in the morning and whatever, sometimes when I'm grabbing the paper or whatever, I ask them, like, oh, I'm gonna go to the store today. Do you guys need something? Do you need milk? Do you need bread? Do you need whatever? If I'm going, and I tell them all the time, anything you need, let me know because they're, if I get it, I don't know what'll happen. There's always a bad chance for me, but they're extremely susceptible, at their ages. So, that's the kind of thing everybody needs to be doing. Uh, Anyone that's wasting time arguing about politics right now is just, you know, it's so divisive and so like who cares? We're all humans. And this is a worldwide problem. Republicans and Democrats exist in the United States. Give it a rest, guys. you know. AB, thank you for the super chat. To answer your question, they are not providing that service right now, and that's because T-Mobile killed that plan. So they cut it off. Mine lasted longer than most people's, I think because T-Mobile was phasing it out in different areas as the 5G was starting. Um, it's it's the last time I spoke to them, they said if T-Mobile brings it back with a 5G plan, they'll have another device for 5G. But it looks like they're not offering that service on 4G anymore because so much of their conversion is already done to 5G. That was the problem with it. Um, but yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, man. Right now, just be there for your family and don't if you're somebody that goes out and you do whatever and you're young, don't go out and come home or go visit your older parents, just because you could be walking around and you don't even know you have this thing, and then you give it to somebody that is going to end up uh feeling very sick from it. So I see a lot of kids, I saw the whole spring break coverage down in Florida. These kids were still going ham and they're like, "Ah, if I get it, I get it." You guys are on spring break, you're gonna go home to your parents' house. And, maybe your mom has really bad asthma or your dad has emphysema and you feel fine and you give it to him and then God forbid he dies. How are you gonna feel? Like people gotta not be selfish right now and, you know, just take care of people you love. And sometimes that means stay away from them, you know? In this case, if you have an elderly person that you love in your family and you're not certain if you have to go outside, don't try to not be that close to them. Try to make sure if you are close to them that, you're just giving them what they need and being careful. Um, uh, all right, Alfonso, take care, my man. You have a good night. I agree with that too, Timothy. Not only now, like, but especially now, unplug from. I mean, there's people, man, like there's people that are so hardcore when it comes to politics that like that they can't do anything else, and you see it more and more these days, and that drives me crazy. Like, I literally get messages in my, like, Facebook Messenger or whatever from people that I don't even talk to really, that I just helped out with streaming maybe or something, and I get a message that just shows up in my Messenger, and it's some political crap, and it's always like, either some really left thing or some really right thing, that's just off the wall, and I'm just like, "We don't even talk." Like, you just literally mass send this out to every single person on your list of people that you ever spoken to, I guess, or whatever it is. Like, this kind of stuff is crazy, man. I've had relatives even in my family that blocked each other on Facebook or refused to talk on the phone because of political differences. You guys are related. You're relatives. Like, anything that's that divisive to you should just not even do. Like, don't talk about that, or figure out how to not feel so strongly about it, because guess what? It doesn't matter which one of them is in office. I had this conversation with a coworker of mine recently, and he was getting so angry and so heated because he kept talking about Obama, and he's like he really, is a hardcore Trump fan, and whatever. That's cool if you're. I don't care either way, but he was he's about 40. He's like 45 years old. He was around for, Reagan, Clinton, Bush, the other Bush, Obama, Trump. I said, dude, think about when you started, and everybody in here, think about this. When you started making money for yourself and taking care of yourself, not when you were a child, when you had to go to work every day and you had to come home and you have a family to take care of, or you don't. Maybe you're just taking care of yourself, maybe you're taking care of a family. Did it matter? The most recent one would be Trump and Obama, right? The two opposite ends of the spectrum. My day-to-day life is not any different, me personally, with either one of them in office. They don't affect your everyday life that much. What people are arguing about is, you know, policies that they think are gonna quote unquote ruin the country either way, and they're arguing so hard about it. None of like these things don't really happen. It's so crazy. Like, to see families or best friends or whatever coworkers like not speak to each other over their political views is just, to me, it's nuts. Like, I literally turn around and walk away from people that get like that. And I just tell them, like, I got love for you. We can talk about anything except politics, because I get told, even I did one show, not it was a while ago, but not that long ago, and I explained, like, I'm very much a centrist. There are some things that I agree with, Democrats on, some things I agree with Republicans on, depending on what it is. But I agree, and it's not because of their Republican or centrist or Democrat. I agree with what I each individual topic or issue. I examine myself and I make up my own mind on it. And to me, anyone when I see someone that just automatically, because whether it was Obama when he was in office or Trump now, if the president says this and he says this is good, then I'm gonna fight for that like it's my own idea. You just automatically agree with everything one party says. You automatically agree with that. Like, to me, that's just so silly. It doesn't make any sense. You know, um, it's crazy. But I don't want to. I hate getting too deep into politics because even me, like, it's the funniest thing. I'm the guy that doesn't take any harsh stance on either side, and I end up with both sides arguing with me that I'm wrong. Like, really? Okay. I'm the guy that agrees with some of what you say and some of what you say, and but I'm the wrong guy. Apparently, compromise is the wrong thing to do. You know, I don't know. It's so weird. Drives me nuts. So I try to stay away from it as much as possible. Uh, if you go out, say, well, there's the other thing too, right? Like AB's talking about wearing a face mask, or are you saying why a face mask or wear one? Some face masks are not. Most of them that people are wearing outside right now are not meant to be worn more than one time, and most people are doing it improperly, like touching the face mask. Also, when you breathe in there, you create condensation. If it's a paper mask, you end up actually attracting things that get stuck to that. So it's not. It's definitely helpful to stop someone's spit from landing on you, but uh, a lot of people are reusing masks they shouldn't be reusing. Um, so you just got to be careful about what kind of mask you have and make sure you take the proper precautions to use that mask correctly. And people that are sick that actually have the virus should definitely wear a mask. If you're, if you're even inside, you should wear a damn mask because you don't want to be, but especially if you go outside when you're sick. What's up, Alexis? How are you, Alexis Estrada from Mexico? What's up, Clayton? What's up, TJ? What do I think about Brady in Tampa Bay? I don't know. I mean, I don't think Tampa Bay's gonna, become that much better of a team to have Brady per se. I mean, maybe a little bit, but um, it's interesting. There's a part of me that feels like I never in a million years would have expected Brady to do that, and I feel like in a way he kind of sold out New England. He was always just like Brady is synonymous to New England. Like he should have just retired if it's not like he needs the money. He should have just retired if he wasn't going to stay in New England. That's just me. I don't know. How do you? Any New England fans in here? Do you feel like that? Because I'm not really. I'm not obviously. I'm not a Patriots fan, but you know, everything I've always ever heard Brady talk about was like so. New England, and he's. I think he's said multiple times like all he ever wanted to do is be like basically the Patriots was everything to him. So I don't know. Seems weird. How are my cats reacting to me being home every day? Uh, One of my cats like literally sleeps all day next to me. Um, so that's kind of cool. But good night, Elias. Scott says he feels like the Patriots did him dirty. I mean, I don't know the whole story of what happened there, so maybe they did, but um, I just feel like no matter what happened, Brady's always been looked at as like the consummate professional. He should have just retired. Like, is he does he think he's going to Tampa Bay to like beat the Patriots in a Super Bowl and or something like that? Oh, they didn't offer him shit, but he's old, man. Like, I'm sure they offered him some kind of money, no? Or did they just tell him we don't want you at all? Like, the dude is old and super rich already, and I don't know, like, yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, Brady's awesome, but there is a point where that age definitely becomes a factor, you know? Brother Ali, how long are you off? You mean how much longer will I be on? Probably not too much longer. Um, I, I felt like watching Brady last year. he wasn't quite the same already. And I think every year it's going to be, a little less. And that's just human physics. You know what I mean? That's like what happens to us as we age. He won't be bad. He'll still be awesome, but he won't be quite as awesome. And at a certain point, though, it's going to be a more quick drop. It could be this year, maybe next year. That's why one of the reasons I say he should have just retired. Oh, he wanted a 2-year deal. Why they only offered him 1 year? 1 year, Scott? Well, so Brady should have retired. I would have. I mean, personally, if they weren't offering me what I wanted, uh, you know, I don't know. But Clayton says, "I think we will. I think we will too." Like, not only his age, but now he's in a whole new environment with a whole new team. He might have some kind of motivation, but that's still a lot more for him to process. He's been in the same system forever, and I don't know what they did unless they're, um, just his option was just. But wasn't his existing contract already like the highest paid QB pretty much? I wonder if they're going to postpone the draft in 23rd and 24th. Uh, I don't think so. I think they'll do the draft because you don't have to do that in person. You could physically get done with the draft via cameras, in different places. You know how they show people at home? They'll just have everybody at home. So I think no matter what, the draft will go on. It just might not be in a packed venue. Is my curse broken now? No. My curse was on the Patriots. It wasn't on Tom Brady. You guys are still fucked. Oh, he took pay cuts. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like if he felt the Patriots did him wrong, then he goes. But I mean, if you were really angry about the Patriots doing you wrong, then signing to Tampa Bay seems like kind of counterintuitive to that. I mean, yes, they're a good team, but you know, it's not affect. Not why wouldn't you sign to like an AFC team to make sure that you can knock them off and make sure they don't go to. If it was about that. But maybe Tampa just gave him the most money. I don't know, but I think he's still going to be good, but every year you're going to see some sort of fall off, and at some point it's going to be a big one. Uh, and when that happens, it's going to be sad because nobody's going to want to see Brady like that. How many years did they give him, Scott? Because I was so wrapped up in coronavirus coverage, I saw that it happened, but I didn't. I think it was 4 years or something. I like briefly looked at it. 4 years on Brady's crazy. Like I wouldn't give him 4 years if I was a team, but you know, I gave him two. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm not sold on the coach. I'm not sold on the team either. But I do think Sam Darnold will be okay, Clayton. I think he's going to turn out to be a decent quarterback. How good exactly? I don't know, but I like what I see out of him so far. 2 years, guarantee 60 mil. That's good money. You know what? I can't blame Brady, but I don't know. I just felt like the burning hat thing must have worked. Of course, they didn't win the Super Bowl this year, and Brady leaves to start the next year. So the burning hat thing is in full effect. It's working awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's a weird scenario. I don't really know what to make of that or what's going to happen. It'll be interesting if we do have a season to see how Brady performs down there. But all right, I think I'm going to wrap it up for today. I see it this way. I always root for Brady unless he plays the Patriots. You know what? That's what you should do, I think, Scott. If you feel like the Patriots did him wrong and it's not his fault that he left, he's given you guys so much joy. So, you might as well root for him. I don't blame you on that one. Clayton says I'm 56. I've been waiting a long time. I hear you. I hear you, man. I'm not quite as up there as you, but I've been a diehard Jets fan for a long time. I've been waiting too. It's sad. We have a very sad team year after year after year. A couple of little exciting times, here and there for a year or two, but ah, I have I don't know. There's been times where the Jets have been so bad where I'm like, I should just root for another team. I should just banish them as my team I root for, but I can never do it. But sometimes I feel like it. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I hope we do get a season. I don't know. It's crazy, right? Like we don't even know what's going to happen. Is baseball done? Like is it going to wind up done? I don't know. But I'm gonna head out for now, guys. Just past the 3 hour mark, so I'll let that ride today. I got to work tomorrow, but I should be on Saturday at some point. Maybe I'll pop on for a few minutes tomorrow or something, or I'll go on Jug's show when Juggernaut does one if he goes live. But it's been good chatting with you guys. Stay safe. Definitely stay safe. Be careful where you get your news from. Make sure you're following protocols properly, and everybody just be safe, man. Don't do anything stupid. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones, and you know just be really really safe. Because I could tell you, like I said earlier, for anyone that came in late, this is a real thing. I'm in New York City. I'm in the epicenter of it. It's a real thing. It's not it's not a game out there. So be safe, guys. Stay supreme. Love thy neighbor. Talk to y'all at some point, either tomorrow or Saturday. Y'all have a good night.